there and
Hello? Is this thing on? What's going on? What a weird technical hiccup. And also, I guess I'm open. Oh, there he is. I was going to say, I guess
working now?
Yeah,
okay,
I see you.
My internet was messing up. I'm like, oh, crikes. I know whenever the stuff isn't playing, when I click it, I know, oh, great, the internet's messing up. It's great.
I was like, that's frightening. Matt Thomas is frozen off screen. Oh, did he just freeze again? Oh, no. Oh, no. It's going to be a one-man show. If you're in the Upside Down tonight, like I can maybe do some real talk by myself. I don't know how good it'll be. Oh, this is not boding well, friends. This is not boding well. Welcome back to a textbook edition of your Sunday night real talk. I'm usually not your guide on this journey, but I can be for the time being. How y'all doing? Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Oh, we got a double Matt.
God.
We got a double Matt.
Yeah, it's great. It's just great. It's great. Yeah, that's life right now.
Cool. You're looking very solid now.
Cool. Well, sorry for the technical hiccup. As you saw up top, we do have our Twilight Watch Along, which we'll be plugging away. Or Wavy 90. I don't know how I say it, but welcome to the channel. Hopefully the audio is not as low now. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties there for a minute.
Thanks for watching, Wavy.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
But
how you doing, Matt?
Browns won. Another dub. Had fun talking about that on the dog check. So
that's right, dog check.
One BLT came on the dog check.
No way, one BLT.
Yeah, one BLT. I told him like one BLT. We're going live tonight. You better show up.
Never lets us down.
Never lets us down. We'll see. But yeah, before we even really get started, we got a few things to plug along, and Chris will be joining us later. Hopefully Toby, I sent him the link. We'll see what happens. So before we really get things going, let's do some plugs. So you saw up top the Twilight Watch Along. It is no longer a Twitch exclusive, but we will be broadcasting on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously for that. So really excited about that. Then of course, as I just plugged before, the dog check post-game show with myself and my buddy Sean Eiford, where we cover every Browns game post-game. And yeah, it's a pretty fun one. And then
they even win sometimes, I hear.
Yeah. 2-game winning streak. This is the first time since 2014 that our record is above 500 or above.
Cause to celebrate.
So yeah, it's great. So actually, no, it's the first time we're above 500 because we're 2-1 since 2014, and we ended an 84-game losing streak without being above 500. So yeah, it's good day today. Good day.
Good job, dogs.
Yes. And then of course you got Spin from the Reel with myself and Chris Anthony Lopez, who should hopefully join us in a minute or two.
Great show, man.
Yeah,
that's listening to Spin from the Reel.
Yeah, and it's funny because you wouldn't have discovered Schmodown really without that and the Really Trivia Showdown.
No, it's all because of this channel that I even gave the Schmodown a serious chance. Now I don't just listen. Now I don't just listen to the Schmodown. I also listen to a show about the Schmodown on this channel. So that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, Chris and I love to joke about how we got you semi-hooked. So,
yeah, man, that's on my morning commute, dude. The Schmodown is a staple of my morning commute and the way home, usually, because I'll throw on the podcast app and there'll be like 3 matches. That comes out so quick, you know. So yeah. one the way there, one the way home.
It's going to be sad though because we're going back to 2 matches a week this week.
Well, I actually might have an easier time keeping up, and that's the thing. Like, by the time you guys do your show, I can't remember like who won, who lost, what happened, what were like the details of the match. So maybe I'll have an easier time keeping up.
You should honestly. But yeah, so we got that, and of course we have our fan league, the Really Trivia Showdown, which we got some cool news coming your way on that in the next couple of weeks. Keeping it under wraps right now, hush hush. But we got some fun stuff going along there. But we'd be remiss not to talk about this host lovely show.
Woo!
Taylor, take it away.
That's right, baby. In October, Really Scared is real Halloween. It's the spooky month. It's a spooky show, and we had to do it big time. October 1st, next Thursday, it's upcoming Thursday, I should say. We'll be talking about new film Antebellum, new horror movie Antebellum, which is available out premium VOD. You can rent that, watch it from home. And this is really exciting. 1BR producer Alok Mishra comes back for the third time to Really Scared. His third time. He's been such an amazing friend of the show. Been there truly from the start. And he's coming back again to talk about not one, not two, not three, but 31 new horror films that you can watch in October. One for every single day. I mean, he's if you've heard Alok on the show, he's truly a connoisseur of that type of thing. I mean, he knows his stuff. He knows better than anybody what the best horror movies are that are coming out right now. So we're gonna hook you up with a ton of suggestions. We're gonna tell you where to watch them. We'll tell you what they're about, and it'd also be a great way, I think, to just reminisce on the year of horror we've had, which is 2020 truly has been a year of horror, but horror movies specifically, we'll be reminiscing on that as well. Just be a great way to start off the month of October. It couldn't ask for a better start.
Yeah, and that's not the only thing Really Scared doing this week, is it?
No, it's not. What else are we doing? Oh, yeah, baby. October 2nd, the very next day, back-to-back Really Scared, because Friday night, we are doing our first ever, at least Connor and I's first ever Really Scared live watch-along for none other than Glenn Danzig's Veronica. This is one of those, as I'm told, so bad they're good type movies. It's been a sensation this year. A lot of people have been going nuts for Veronica. It's been compared to Tommy Wiseau's The Room. It's been compared to Ed Wood's work. For all intents and purposes, it sounds like it's going to be an absolute blast to watch. That's streaming on Shudder now, so you can get a free week of Shudder. You could sign up right now, and you'll still have it by next Friday. Free trial. Basically, we'll throw a timer on the screen. We'll queue up our copy. We'll count it down. We all hit play at the same time, and we're all watching Veronica together. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be belligerent. I can't wait. I know you can also consider it a test run for the Twilight watch along we'll do in a couple months.
Yeah. But and then finally, before Veronica, because they're not going live yet, this Friday, we got Wrestle Reel. We had the first episode drop this past Friday. Getting a good reaction from it. Love seeing it. So be sure to support Wrestle Reels, all your wrestling needs. And the Seaman Demon, the boys are back in town. And I think it's perfect that he comments now, because we have a new show announcement that we're going to share with you right now.
Oh, fuck, that's good.
Oh no!
No, the shirt.
Oh no! Audio listeners,
He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink, he sings songs that remind him of the...
That's right. We got Really Drunk, a show going to be hosted by our very own Connor Breedlove, where it's just going to be a show about anything. He's just going to have a good time, have a video chat with someone, maybe have some drinks over chat, and just shoot the shit. Have fun.
And if you need any sort of clue as to what you're in for, I mean, that really summed it up. This show, this idea for the show, I felt like I went to sleep early. I woke up and a whole new show had been created while I was snoozing, dude. Really drunk. I mean, that's going to be something to see. Unreal.
Connor says simply perfect.
Yeah, I got a feeling many cans will be open and many clothing items will be removed. I'm excited to see whatever that is, whatever that looks like. Oh my God, that's what's great about this channel, man. We just keep growing, expanding. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're into. We got something for your ass. We got some real talk. We got horror movies. We got pro wrestling. We got Cleveland Browns. We got alcohol. But, you can't. It's great, man. I love seeing the way this channel grows and evolves.
But, Taylor, that's not all we have. We have something that is a brainchild of mine and Nick's, but this is the one you've been a big pusher of. And we're going to play that right now. That's right, everyone. We're finally going to have our first Who Are They table read. Table read is something Nick and I announced back in March. The idea behind it was to take these produced or unproduced scripts and just get a group of talent together. There's a lot of, as you've seen through interviews and whatnot, there's a lot of local indie talent, and just get a group together and just do these table reads. So first up, we have Batman Dark Knight, the unproduced fifth film by Lee Shapiro, and what's the other name that's slipping right now, Taylor?
Oh, it's right behind me. Where is it? Lisa Shapiro. It is Stephen Wise.
Stephen Wise and Lee Shapiro. So it's the fifth Batman film. This time we're not working with the indie talent, but we plan on doing it. Don't worry. We got a ton of things in the backlog, like one of the earlier copies of Uncut Gems.
Oh, okay. No, unmade scripts are like a weird niche interest of mine. And I think we were like shooting the shit in one of these StreamYard things, like not live, and we were just passing PDFs for unmade scripts back. So there's definitely a huge backlog of fascinating stuff that we can reenact here on the screen. But I am very enthusiastic about Dark Knight, because yes, this would have been the sequel to Batman and Robin. This would have been Clooney, O'Donnell. We are currently in casting, so to speak.
Yes.
And it's gonna be fun.
But that's not the only table read we have. We have one that we don't have a trailer for, but we do have a graphic for. And this was one I pushed along with Taylor. And that is the Colin Trevorrow script of Star Wars Episode 9, Duel of the Fates.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes. So we got a nice little catalog of table reads that we're going to start to churn out. Probably try to get one a month done. So, yeah, we busy boys.
Hey, if you want to be in the table read, maybe it's worth saying, like, if you're interested, there's a lot of characters in these things, get at us. If you're into that kind of thing, if you want to participate, come have fun with this. Oh, and I got a quick plug. Feel free, you might see my name up, #CraftyCleek. Yes, feel free to tweet at Craft Mac and Cheese on Twitter. I'm trying to not score a sponsorship, but I'm trying to win their sweepstakes to get a box of pumpkin spice mac and cheese, which I'll happily and enthusiastically and hungrily devour. I'm really scared as part of our Real Halloween celebration. So feel free to tweet at them. I don't know. You got just let them know. I'm tweeting at them. I love mac and cheese. I love pumpkin flavored things that you can see by this beverage I have near me.
Oh God.
And yeah, let them know. #CraftyCleek. Yes, that's the one to use. Just tell them at Taylor O. Cleek. I think they're like at Kraft Mac and Cheese. Just let them know. I'll eat it on the show for you guys. I'll give right back to the community. Thank you, Seaman Demon 696. #CraftyCleek. Yes.
Yeah. So we got a lot, and there's so much to plug. We almost forgot.
Oh my God.
The Real Halloween schedule for Really Scared.
Sure. Yeah, let it be said. I touched on it earlier, but beyond, obviously, October 1st is Antebellum. October 2nd, our Erotica watching along. Can't recommend participating in that enough. But October 8th, talking about Brandon Cronenberg's Possessor. Looks creepy, looks gross. October 15th, Hoobie Halloween, the new Adam Sandler Netflix comedy. Not many times we get to talk Sandler movies on that show, so we had to take that opportunity. Haunting of Bly Manor, October 22nd, the entire season. We're going to watch it all through the month and talk about it in one episode. It's going to be a big conversation on the 29th. That's right, the 29th, not the 30th, because my dumbass doesn't know how to read a calendar properly. October 29th, in fact, is Thursday. We'll be talking about Book Club. Our book of the month is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. And we'll be talking about all four. That's right. We'll be reviewing all four Welcome to the Blumhouse movies, which are debuting and premiering on Amazon Prime exclusively all throughout October. We're going to try to not let that episode be 4 hours long. If you listen to the last episode of Really Scared, somehow that was 4 hours long. And we had less to talk about on that than the October 29th episode. And I was very tired. I feel like I'm still recovering from that.
You got to remember, you might be talking about those films earlier, so...
And no spoilers on that. And I agree. Jen, mac and cheese is the best dish ever. I love it. I love Kraft mac and cheese. It could be either Easy Mac. It could be Velveeta. And I love pumpkin spice. So I'd love to stir two great tastes together and experience them at once. So Make sure to let them know at Kraft Mac and Cheese. Crafty Cleek, yes. Send me that box. I'll eat it right on the air for you.
And lastly, we have the Real-Halloween watch-longs for the month. Of course, Taylor mentioned Erotica next week. But the week afterwards, that Saturday, we're doing Cats because it's going to HBO Max.
Meow.
Yeah. Following weekend, we'll be doing Hocus Pocus, which is on Disney Plus, and then the weekend after that is The Invisible Man once again on HBO Max. So yeah, full slate ahead. Jesus Christ.
We are a busy channel, man. We're getting to the point where it's like every day there's something to enjoy on.
Yeah.
No shortage of amazing content, quality entertainment on Who Are They. I mean, we could just talk for 18 minutes about it seems.
Right. Well, realistically, not 18. You got to take away 16 because you got to take away those 2 trailers.
Yes, which for audio listeners, if that part was confusing for you, because I will absolutely have to cut out those trailers for the audio so that Chumbawamba and whoever composed the Schumacher
and the Twilight trailer, so 3 trailers.
Well, I don't know where you got the music for that. Hopefully, it's not copyrighted because
it's from the movie.
It before.
It's from the movie.
Oh, it's from the movie? I just thought you found some like generic moody
No!
piano. Well, that ship has sailed. They haven't got us yet. But yes, if you want to check the YouTube trailers for Really Drunk and our Batman Dark Knight table read, they were included in the video of this. So you have to come back to our YouTube, which you should come back to our YouTube to watch the Really Trivia Showdown and watch Wrestle Reel.
Yes, and Really Scared and Dog Check.
Yeah, I guess theoretically you should come back to watch all of them. But
yes.
If you listen to us on audio platforms, that is fantastic as well. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, I'd love if you rated and reviewed. That's really helpful towards us. If you watch us on Twitch, I'd love if you followed us. Or if you don't watch us on Twitch, I'd still love if you followed us. That's also very helpful. Uh-oh. Did I lose Matt?
No!
I hear you. But
Okay.
I don't... Speak to me. Oh, no! It's just me.
No, it shouldn't be.
Good.
I just did the drop and react.
Oh, dear.
No.
No, you're good.
Don't scare me like that, Cleek. Don't scare me like that.
Good for now.
Okay. Well, let's finally, after about 20 minutes, get into some of this news. Oh, God. Connor said, and Twitch, I'll read the review shit-faced.
I mean, that's going to happen whether you like it or not. So please leave those reviews.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with somewhere that's a little bit closer to home, and that's the film Cherry. Cherry, a film by the Russo brothers, their first film following the Avengers, Infinity War, and it was shot in Cleveland, it was filmed in Cleveland, and now it's been sold to Apple TV, which they're going to try to use it to make a push for the Oscars. Taylor, how are you feeling about that?
Push for the Oscars. Wow. So this is naturally going to skip any sort of theatrical play, just go straight to home?
I think because it initially was going to be a theatrical film, and they were looking for a release date, and it's been known they're looking for a release date. Apple TV bought it because it falls under the Oscars category because it was going to have a release date, and Apple TV could possibly get an Oscar out of it. So, hey, first year, second year streamer getting an Oscar out of a movie they bought?
That'd be solid. And look, the way things are going, I know we'll jump into it later as well, but I'm definitely more inclined to see something if I can just watch it at home at this point, which feels like the play. So I'm happy to hear that. I'm excited for this, not only because Tom Holland's involved, but because I have been kind of sort of hearing about it here and there because of how related it is to Cleveland.
Yeah. It'll have a Seaman Demon 69.6 says it'll probably have a 4-city release. And yeah, and I can guarantee you Cleveland will probably be one of those cities because it's the Russo brothers.
Right. And I'm sure you just said it. Did they produce this or they directed it?
They directed it.
So that's something fascinating as well. Imagine if Russo brothers, now they have the distinction of the highest grossing movie of all time. They could also start bringing home some Academy Awards. I mean, I always wondered how they would follow that move up, like stepping out of the Marvel stuff. So, I mean, this would be a pretty amazing feather in their cap to follow it up with.
And there was buzz even around the time where that it was filming that this is going to be an Academy Awards contender. There was that kind of buzz all around Cleveland. No, this has the potential. And for those who don't know the story, it's about a soldier who comes home and suffers from PTSD, and he can't get the help he needs, so he starts robbing banks.
Well, it sounds like a solid crime show. It's based off a book, right?
It's based off of a book that may or may not be based on a true story.
I just remember in my book retail days, pretty sure I sold a couple copies of this before, and
Probably.
and got close to reading it because it sounded good on the shelf. So it sounds good right now too. Love Tom Holland,
And I'm pretty sure it's based on a true story because the author is still in jail for those crimes.
Well, it does sound pretty true then. Wow, I didn't even realize that.
It's almost like it's autobiography kind of, but him retelling the events of what happened, and it takes place. The story actually.
Oh no, not again.
I said, and the story actually takes place. So
Takes place in Cleveland. I heard that. I heard that through the static.
okay.
But you are a little choppy again, my friend. I hate to say it.
Damn. Oh damn.
I hear you now.
Okay. I wish we could switch internet providers. I really wish we could.
That's the next hashtag to get trending.
Get the Thomas's new internet. Yes.
We're gonna start a Patreon or a GoFundMe or something.
Oh Jesus Christ.
All right, you're looking pretty. You're looking pretty solid now.
But it is based on a true story. Connor even just confirmed it, and yeah, I'm excited. This dude's probably gonna be. Oh no, we're good. This dude's probably gonna be collecting checks while in jail for a long time.
Man, how bizarre would that be though? Like you're in jail
and you're making all this money for when you get out.
Not only are you in jail, but a movie about the crimes you committed is coming out and people are going to watch it. And like, you're going to be played by Spider-Man. Like, what a strange hashtag new Thomas internet. Yes. Get it trending. Oh no, I think we really do got to get trending because I think I lost you again. Oh my God, guys. Yeah. He's in the upside down. He's buried deep in the upside down. Oh no, he's making very scary noises. I don't like that. I can't hear you. Just let you know. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. Oh, he's totally gone now. I got a spinning wheel. Guys, this happens sometimes. This is the burden of doing a live StreamYard podcast. There's a lot of amazing advantages to it. There's some disadvantages, mostly that you have to watch troubleshooting happen live on the air. We'll go ahead and pull them off the screen there. But then it's just me, and you don't want to see just me. How about... No, I can't do anything about it. What else we got to talk about? I don't know. Talk about... Connor says he sounds like that scene in Slender Man. Yeah, he does. I think he got taken by Slendy, the Slendy Tendy. Oh man, what else did he have lined up? I always feel bad. Like I don't want to move ahead. Talk about something he was going to talk about. We could continue talking about Really Scared if you want. I could continue telling you about Mexican Gothic because I got it right next to me. It's our October book of the month pick for Really Scared. Can't wait. If you like Gothic horror, this is in the title. If you like Hill House, if you're looking forward to Bly Manor, might be a good book to check out. And let me just double down. I know what else we were talking about tonight, but I don't want to do it without him. This is his show. I'll double down and tell you how excited I am to watch Veronica on Friday. It's going to be so funny, man. We've never seen it before. It looks so weird and gross and trashy. We got Matt Thomas back in the building.
As soon as I was about to go Quibi mode, the internet came back. So
Quibi mode.
Yeah.
Maybe Quibi will run faster once it's successfully sold off, and you'll be able to Quibi mode whenever you want.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, what were you talking about?
I was just doing some further Really Scared plugs because I didn't want to get into the stories without you.
No, I appreciate that, but you could have, because this next story makes me very pissed off. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance was canceled by Netflix. This is some bullshit.
See, I did want to get into this because I've never watched this, and I could tell you cared a lot about it.
Oh my God. The voice cast alone, Helena Bonham Carter, Mark Strong, Taron Egerton, Alicia Vikander, Anya Taylor-Joy. Is that in it?
That's a person.
Yeah, just making sure. Just like Benedict Wong, Mark Hamill, Jason Isaacs. Like, Taylor, this show, I don't know if you've ever watched The Dark Crystal.
Yeah, I've seen the original Henson movie, and I find it very creepy.
So Nick and I both saw the trailer, and we're like, you know what? Let's watch the movie before we review the show. And we both hated the movie, which made us afraid for the show.
Really? You didn't like the movie?
It was so dull and boring.
I mean, it's very weird. It's very bizarre, and I think there is this strange, uncanny creepiness because it's all puppets. Like there's there's like puppets that kind of look like people, but they're not quite people. It creeps me out. The show still puppets, or is it all CG?
Yes, it's puppets mixed with CG and sound stages. It's a stunning show to watch, no doubt. Like it's definitely worth the watch. And Connor, you're right. Netflix just loves giving the axe.
So what happened here, man? Why did they do that?
Because it is an expensive show once you factor in all the puppets and then all the special effects, and because there are certain times where you're getting like a full shot of a character where they will switch to a digital version of the character, and you can see it in the original trailer. But it's just it sucks, man, because I was so looking forward to season 2. I really was.
I know it was a very popular show. I mean, it seemed like anybody I'd seen that had watched it, like if I read people talking about it or heard somebody talk about it, they were very passionate about it. It seemed like if you watched it, everybody kind of universally loved it. So I know that's a surprise. I mean, I was surprised when I read that. I've not watched it, but I still was surprised.
Taylor, this is something you and Jess would love to watch.
But now I'm like less inclined to check it out, I guess, because
I will say this: they end it to where they end it, you could kind of see you can just understand what's about to happen. You don't need to see what's going on. But realistically, one could argue that this whole continuation of it was just going to be this fucking huge battle. And that was going to be interesting for me to see. I was very interested in that. I forgot Andy Samberg's fucking in the show too.
Canceled the Puppet War. I hate that.
But no, check it out. Like it's worth the watch. It's 10 hours of pure I won't say joy, because there's some dark moments.
Some dark crystals, maybe. Wow, that joke was so bad he froze. No reaction. Crickets.
What?
A disembodied scream through the digital noise. Seaman Demon says, seems like Netflix is more resistant to greenlighting several seasons than Amazon. Hannah on Amazon has 2 or 3 seasons, and I hear no one talking about that, but I heard a lot about Dark Crystal.
Exactly.
And why is Netflix so inclined to do that?
Because Netflix is all about what's hot, what's selling. Oh, we didn't sell a lot of stuff for Dark Crystal? Bye. Oh, we sell a fuck ton of stuff for Stranger Things, so we're going to keep plugging that along.
All right. It seems like Stranger Things is almost the only exception to the rule I can really think of on the top of my head.
Like, there was a really cheap show called Everything Sucks.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you watched it, but Nick and I watched it. It hits home a lot because it's about these middle schoolers, early high schoolers who want to make films. And it's an updated version of Freaks and Geeks. Best way to put it. And
Go ahead. Sorry.
It covers some LGBT issues and all this other stuff. Connor, what's her name from Sydney Sweeney? I think it is. Who's in Euphoria? She has a major part in it. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney. She has a major part in it. And yeah, you hit on the head. They put a ton of money in their stuff and don't really get anything out of it. Amazon got that Jeff Bezos money.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. I mean, a couple weeks ago, they canceled I'm Not Okay With This, which I thought was a really solid, fun first season of a show. It was quick, it was easy to watch. I don't think it was, relatively speaking, that expensive. That was great, and they shut that down after 1 season. It seems like if it's not immediately a pop cultural sensation,
Netflix shit cans it.
Yeah. I know for that they said it had something to do with COVID, but it's like, I don't know. I'm sure you could have figured out a way to do it,
Exactly.
Instead of just giving up on it. So that's a shame. I know people really, really liked that show. Obviously, if I didn't know it before, I know it now because you really like that show. So
Yeah, like, and if you just go on social media at the day it got canceled, almost every post you would see is why they canceled Dark Crystal. What the fuck? All this shit, and it's just like, yeah, it's Netflix. I mean, even the show, shit. What was it? The Get Down.
that's right. Yeah.
That lasted a season. Granted, it was 2 parts, but it only lasted a season, and you could tell the second half of it was significantly sliced budget compared to the first half.
Mm. It's a shame, man. Do you think this gets picked up anywhere else?
If anything, it's going to be Disney Plus or Amazon.
Right.
I think that's doubtful.
Yeah, I mean, I could see.
But
I was gonna say I could see Disney picking it up,
well,
but I guess
they do have the relationship with Henson Company because of the Muppet Show.
right, exactly. I guess if they feel like footing the bill, though, sounds like it was maybe a pretty expensive show, and they're like, well, we could just make Mandalorian again or Marvel stuff again.
Well, you could also put it this way: most of the stuff they would need, like puppets, is already made. So maybe all you have to do is make a new costume. All the sets are pretty much made already. Not much. There's not too much you got to do with it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, if it has a passionate fan base, maybe they'll be able to rally loud enough, right? Get somebody to think about it. That happens sometimes. I feel like that happens quite a bit these days. Kind of loves what Amazon's doing. Utopia, Upload. I've not watched any of those, if I'm being honest.
I've watched The Boys. The Boys is fucking killer. I plan on watching Upload this week. I mean, not Upload, Utopia this week.
Yeah, Boys become a phenomenon unto itself, too. It's huge. I feel like everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm excited. It's got a lot going on. Taylor, that is the comic book show to love right now.
I'm sure it's good. I've never read that comic. I've always gotten close. I think it's Garth Ennis, right? I believe
so.
The Boys. It's one of those things that's been on the list for years. I'd always heard like, oh, this is a great dark, weird take on like parodying superheroes and things like that. I think it's awesome that something like, because I mean it's not Marvel DC, it's a independent creator-owned comic becoming this huge thing.
Yeah.
So that rules. I love to see that. And I know people who don't read comics and stuff and still have been finding that show, and really enjoying it. So, I mean, kudos to them. It's cool to see. I'm sure I'll get around to it one day, but there's so much shit, should I say, I'll get around to watching. So I don't know. And then, Connor, I know has been liking Utopia a lot. I'm interested in that. That's because Gillian Flynn wrote that. I think she's a great author. So fascinating.
Well, I'll say this: if you decide to watch The Boys, make sure the kids aren't around. Oh my God.
I gathered that much.
But speaking of The Boys, I guess we'll switch these two around in the rundown. It's getting a spinoff.
Yeah.
It's getting a spinoff where it will be these college kids. It's going to be a superhero college, so the only students there are students with superpowers.
I've heard this one before.
Yeah, so imagine a dark version of Sky High.
Of Sky High. I was thinking of like Xavier's school for gifted youngsters. Yeah. That's nuts. They're getting a spinoff. Again, I feel like only
remember
from the big two could expect that. But
remember, they also got season 3 picked up before season 2 even was dropped on Amazon.
So The Boys is a huge success.
Oh yeah.
When they start looking at when somebody looks at their show and is like, I think this could be 2 shows. People like this so much, I think we could do more of it at the same time. That's when you've really made something special. Yeah.
But The Boys actually, for all the funny shit that goes on, it takes a hard look at what America is like right now.
I mean, I'm sure on a couple levels, because also, I mean, there's nothing more culturally, like pop culturally common and popular right now than superheroes as well. So you have quite a goldmine wealth of material to play with and kind of mock and satire. Season 2 is the biggest premiere for Amazon.
That is correct.
That's saying a lot. That's huge. Good for The Boys. Are these characters already in this show, or this is like completely new?
So the characters will get in the spinoff.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have asked him. I sent him to the upside down with that question. Talking about Stranger Things, he's gone. Not again. Oh man, Chris, where are you? I need help. It's so disturbing to hear him yell through the digital noise.
I hate this so much. I hate this.
I'm starting to hear you. You're starting to come back.
I hate this so much.
We all hate it. We all hate it, my friend. You might want to reset, I think.
Fucking hell. If I can answer your question real quick, no returning characters. This is all original characters. No overarching story, really. Yeah, Connor, oh my god, is this right? I'm going to reload into this.
Oh, no, he's going to reload. He's speaking binary. It really is like his consciousness has been uploaded to a virtual dimension. I think he's coming in Quibi style. Nope, he's coming in. There he is.
Yeah, no, this for those watching, because I don't care about ever getting this fucking sponsorship. Fuck WoW Internet.
Oh no! They almost stopped you from saying it. They're like censoring your
WoW
attack.
Internet, you suck dick.
They're trying to pull you off the air. So you talk poorly about them. Oh man, I don't know if I have you. I don't know if you're back.
Man, this is some bullshit.
It is some bullshit, my friend. Oh man.
Hallelujah.
Thank God. Thank God we have another flesh and blood human being here. Welcome, Chris.
Yo. Damn, I didn't expect to be immediately put into this, but what's going on? What's up?
We're in red alert mode. I'm like trying to talk and he just keeps going to the upside
God.
down.
Okay. I'm sorry I would have been here sooner, but I was on the phone with a Warner Brothers exec. Apparently they're trying to recast Cyborg for the Flash movie. I wonder why. But what's going on? What did I miss?
Oh man, we talked a little bit about the Dark Crystal getting canceled. We talked a little bit about Cherry. We were in the midst of talking about The Boys. You watch The Boys at all?
I actually just started watching The Boys yesterday. What's going on, Matt? I just started watching the first season of The Boys yesterday. Because I got done with Doom Patrol. I watched the first 2 seasons of Doom Patrol and I loved it. But now I'm watching The Boys. The Boys is it's a more gruesome watch. But now that I started watching it, I'm digging it. I'm on episode 3, so give me more time. But The Boys, they got a spin-off. I wanted Sky High, something new with Sky High. No, Sky High. For years now.
I heard they're making Sky High too.
If that's the case, then great. But I wanted more Sky High related material for years. And if this is the closest we get, like the Boys version of this, then sure. Because this universe is it's messed up, to put it lightly.
Yeah.
Chris, just wait. It only gets crazier.
It's like, I don't want to say it's bad because it's a great show. It's a decent show so far, but God, everyone's so like the worst. Like,
that's the whole point, right?
It's like Doom Patrol. Like everyone's the worst. Like they're all assholes. Like, but I'm digging it so far. I like it.
All right. Yeah, I'm loving it. I want more, but you want to know what I want? I don't know if I want more or less of it. And that's Disney live action remakes. And the Peter Pan film has cast their Tinkerbell. Woohoo! My girl from Blackish. Chris, help me with the name. Yari Shabidi, right?
I think it's Shahidi.
Shahidi, thank you.
I believe it's what it is.
Yeah. I'm thrilled that she got cast. But man, it's just like, do we need it? Do we need it?
Hell no. Hell no. We don't need this. But with Black Tinkerbell, I'm pretty sure heads. Speaking of heads exploding, I know Connor put this in the chat not too long ago. I bet people lost their mind. Like, okay, it's whatever. I haven't seen Blackish, so I can't talk about her work too much. But she okay, like great. I know I'm black and I haven't seen Blackish. Sue me.
No,
But
you're mixed and you haven't seen Blackish.
I know I'm the worst. I'm telling you, I'm the worst. One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
I'm a boy and I haven't watched The Boys.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
But no, like this movie has Jude Law playing Captain Hook as well. I don't know who's directing this.
I could tell you.
They have a director, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they do, and I don't think they casted Peter yet.
No, they did. They cast him a while ago. We covered it actually. Peter, Peter is a young actor named Alexander Maloney, and Wendy is Ever Anderson.
Okay, great. Two people I don't know, which is actually a good thing.
So you will learn who Ever Anderson is because apparently she plays the young Natasha Romanoff in Black Widow.
Oh, well, how about that? Whenever the hell that movie comes out. So,
and David Lowery is the director.
Okay, sweet. But no, this movie, it's happening. Yara Shahidi, I hope that's her name. Okay, cool. I mean, like I said, I can't talk about her work too much. She's pretty. I'll say that.
Here, Chris. Here's all you need to know about her work. She was one of the most likable characters on Blackish, so they gave her her own spin-off show on Freeform called Grownish.
Is that Grownish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she's grownish.
Yeah, she's grown. But no, we don't need more of these live-action Disney movies. But they're all inevitable. It's a matter of time. They're running out of ideas apparently, but they're making money.
Yeah, and I think I said before, as far as all I never really do care about these live action remakes. As far as future ones, I think the one I would be least interested in seeing is Peter Pan, because Peter Pan live action's been done 10 different ways already. It's not like Mulan. I mean, I know there's been different adaptations of Mulan like coming out like the China's film industry. Like there's been different adaptations of that story, but at least like something like that, it's like okay, I haven't seen like 3 different live action versions of Mulan in theaters before, but like Peter Pan, it's like been done, man. What's left?
I saw Wendy earlier this year. It was the last film I reviewed. It was either The Hunt or Wendy was the last film I viewed before everything shut down. And I absolutely loved Wendy's. And Connor said Pete's Dragon is the only good one. And Connor, with that in mind, I will make it known that Pete Lowry directed Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
Or David Lowry directed Pete's Dragon and A Ghost Story, the A24 film.
Pete's Dragon and Peter Pan. Wow. This dude loves his Peter films.
Yeah. Dude loves his Peters.
I have to respectfully disagree. I think there are a few of these good live action Disney movies.
Jungle Book, Cinderella.
I wouldn't go as far as saying Jungle Book, but like it's there are some good ones. They definitely have missed. They had some misses for sure. They're not perfect, and yeah, I actually don't think I've seen Pete's Dragon.
Oh shit! Oh, so this might be okay.
It might be all right.
I'm sure it'll be okay. I mean, that's kind of my feeling. I think they're all like just largely okay. I never see one and I'm like, wow. What a spectacle. It's just like, all right, yep, there's the story I knew, just uglier because it's got real people in it.
Yeah.
Yuck.
And that's always the thing. Like with these movies, like no one's making you go see them. Like that's my big thing. It's like, okay, so for example, that freaking DeVille, like Cruella DeVille movie that's coming out, right? Like no one's telling you they have to go see it. Like I'm gonna go see it because I like Emma Stone. What?
That's also supposedly a different take on the story, though.
Well, either way, like no one's making you go see it. Go watch the original. It's there. They're not like, oh, we're making Peter Pan. You like the original? We're erasing it from your brain. Like no one's making you go see these things. If you don't want to go see them, don't see them. I'll see anything Disney puts out because I'm a shill. But just keep that in mind.
Oh, so you holding that Disney paycheck out on this, Chris?
No. What paycheck?
Yeah, I mean, they'll make these movies despite themselves. As long as people do go see them, they'll just keep doing it. I don't even know if it's a situation of not having ideas. It's just like, why take a risk when we can take this thing that people love and just put it out again?
Just say that.
Again. I mean, look at freaking Lion King. Not only was it the same story, it was like a shot-for-shot remake, but a little bit uglier.
And somehow not as good in quality. Imagine that.
Yeah. Also,
That
Nick
one's not
Mulbach.
good. That one's not good.
Nick Mulbach, hello from set. Hello to you,
Hi,
my friend.
Nick.
Nick's not with us tonight because he's finishing up a little movie, I believe. I think
Not
they're
finishing up, but
I thought they were wrapping production today. All right. Well, either way,
they've got about 37% filmed right now, or Johnny said so.
Either way, I mean, Nick has legitimacy to wrestle real every week, at least going forward. Like, I'm just there. I like watching movies. Nick actually makes them. That's what I tell people. But yeah, hi Nick. But in regards to these movies, they're fine. Like, they're fine. There are some that stick out in my brain. Taylor, you mentioned Lion King. Lion King, talk about disappointment. My Lord and Savior. I think I cried because I wanted it to be better. And it was like, damn, this movie sucks. But there are some that like stick out. Like Matt had mentioned Cinderella. That one's really good. I like Beauty and the Beast. I know Connor was ragging on it in the Twitch chat, but I actually really like Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I really like that one.
I never saw Beauty and the Beast, and I've actually not seen most of them because I'm just so disinterested generally. It's like if I haven't seen the Cinderella one. I heard that one is pretty good. I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast. I've seen the Lion King one.
Beauty and the Beast I like just because of Emma Watson's performance. The rest of the movies,
Is Lion King the only one I've seen?
Respect.
I think Lion King
Did you see Jungle Book?
Yeah, I saw Jungle Book. That's true.
Jungle Book's a good one.
The
There's some
Maleficent movies, which are both shit.
I've not seen the Maleficent movies, but I mean, they made two of them, so somebody liked it.
The second one did not make money, though, thankfully.
It's because it was already a risk doing the first one, and apparently people really dug it. But the second one, we didn't need two of those.
I'll tell you.
That's another one of those ones that they did a separate take on, a newer, updated, different take.
That's what I was going to say. I'm more inclined to at least be curious about something like that, or at least it's more of it's a different perspective, or it's a new story. But just doing it again, taking a familiar film,
Maleficent film,
taking a familiar story and just doing it again. I don't know, it's just not. There's just no suspense for me in that, and that's part of what I love is not knowing what's going to happen. Being taken on a new ride, going on that journey for the first time, and it's just like, yep.
Oh, speaking of new rides, Aladdin rocked.
Oh, I saw Aladdin. You're right.
I did love Aladdin.
Aladdin rocked.
Yeah, to be fair, I did. Again, familiar beats for the most part, but I did like it. That was well made enough.
Each actor's take on the character was different than the original. At least how I took it.
And we're getting a sequel that is not going to be Return of Jafar.
That's probably for the best. It would be it'd be hilarious if Disney did a live action huge remake of like some bargain bin straight to DVD cash grab sequel. That'd be super funny. But no, awesome. Okay, so that's interesting.
Hey, look who finally made it. 1BLT. What are you eating, buddy? What are you eating?
One BLT. This is up your alley. If you want to tweet at Kraft Mac and Cheese, hashtag Crafty Cleek, yes, and let them know I want to win the box of pumpkin spice mac and cheese. Have it sent to my home. I will eat it on the show during Really Scared during Halloween, and you can watch me eat mac and cheese, and I'll tell you how it tastes. I feel like there's been nothing more appealing to you in terms of this show.
Crafty Cleek, baby. That's
Crafty Cleek, yes. We only have 2 days. It ends on the 29th, so we got to get our ballots in now. Let them know that you want to see me eat mac and cheese on the show. But yeah, we were saying what? Aladdin? So that's interesting to me. Like, hey, it's Aladdin, but it's a sequel, and it's a new story with characters that you like. So you get to see Aladdin and Jasmine and Genie, but they're doing some shit you've never seen them do before. That's cool.
1BLT. I gotta ask, did you mix it all together with some gravy? Because I've had that shit, and that's fire.
Sounds kind of like a Famous Bowl. You got a little Famous Bowl over there, my friend?
Nice. No, but I like that point where it's you're just taking these same characters and having to do something different. And okay, great. Like that's what else can we ask for? I don't want to Return to Jafar like remake or reboot, whatever the hell. Just give me something new. And I mean, we all saw how the first one panned out. It's just like the original. But Give me something fun. Maybe there's a thing with Genie and he's a genie again. You know, like
That would be Return of Jafar.
Okay, but I'm saying you could do something different with it. But I mean, we'll see.
See,
But
I
these
think
Disney
I
live
think it would
actions
make
are
it more
terrible.
interesting to keep him as not a genie.
Keep him Will Smith the whole time.
Yeah, because now you don't have the genie's powers to fall back on. And
But that's
use
if
the
Will
crutch.
Smith doesn't want to be in a VO booth for as much as he was. Because spoiler alert, a lot of that genie stuff was just made. He wasn't on set for that stuff. Or at least
He was on
majority of that
set for a
stuff.
lot of that, actually.
But he wasn't like they created him. He didn't do the freaking motion capture for it. Like he was all created. Like, and I forgot where I read that at. But it's like, yeah, like what the hell? This
If
man just
If
he
I
got out of the
remember
booth.
correctly, he was on set for a lot of it. They just digitally replaced him.
And if that's the case, then great. But it's still more work for the digital effects people.
And that's what I'm saying. You have him not be Genie, and there's none of that work needed.
And that's if Will Smith's not busy as hell to do this thing. Will Smith
Apparently,
is
he's
somehow
already
still the
signed
busiest
on
man.
for it.
And that's great. But we don't know how much is going to be in it. So
Yeah, they probably made him sign on for like 10 Aladdins. You know,
Well,
it's
let's
like
be
you're
honest.
doing these damn movies.
yeah.
What we know that he and his family were sailing. Where were they sailing to? Were they sailing to Agrabah all these years later?
They're sailing to a whole new world for as far as I know. But
Well said.
these Disney movies, there's something, but
There's something.
they're gonna keep making them whether we like them or not. And Peter Pan, it makes sense, but when's the last time we got a Peter Pan movie and it made a lot of money at the box office? Hook,
No.
if that.
I think it was the 2003 Peter Pan movie.
Is that the one where
It's-
Hugh Jackman sang Nirvana?
No, that is Pan. That is 2015.
See what I'm
Oh.
saying? It's like it's been. They got to that. They can't even have him sing Nirvana for the first time. It's all been done.
Did he sing Nirvana? I skipped that one on
No,
purpose.
he did sing Nirvana.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you who else isn't singing Matt Thomas because
Yeah.
wow, internet is failing him once again.
Some smells like Teen Spirit. It's not.
Ah!
It's not Matt's internet.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman playing Captain. He played Blackbeard, I think. I don't know if there's a
Yeah, I think it
distinction.
was. Yeah, I think it was Blackbeard.
I don't know if there's a distinction between that and Captain Hook. I forget my Peter Pan lore, but yeah, for
That's
some
all
reason
right.
there's an extended scene of him and his crew singing "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Reportedly, for no reason other than he was singing it on set and they thought it sounded cool, so they put it in the movie.
That's great.
It's bizarre. Well, shoot, what else we got tonight? Let's see. What else do we talk about?
What's
What
on
else do
the
I-
docket?
It's
It's funny
tough.
when the guy that makes the show isn't on the show. But
happens
I
to
mean,
the best of us.
one BLT. I mean, that's Matt's gimmick at this point. When he does anything after like 7 o'clock, he becomes a robot. So that's what's going on. But I mean, I don't know what else Matt had on the show because he doesn't send any of us the show notes. But yo, what's going on, Matt?
All right. Sorry. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh,
Anyway.
that's strike two. One more and you're out.
You're out. You're on the
All right,
bench.
so
Begin
so
the
the last Peter Pan movie to actually make any film was the 2003 film released by Universal Pictures. It had a $1 million budget and made 121 million worldwide, just shy of 122 million.
That's a win in my book. But that was, you said 2003, 17 years ago.
Yep.
And like, does anyone even care about Peter Pan anymore? Obviously, no one cared about Pan. So
Well, Pan was shit. I sat through theaters being excited for that because Peter Pan is actually one of my favorite characters.
I'm glad one of us was excited for it. I dodged on
That
curve.
movie had an $150 million budget
Too much.
and only made 128 million worldwide. I will say this: Garrett Hedlund as Hook was great.
Oh, so it was Blackbeard, Taylor. Jackman was Blackbeard. Okay.
Oh, so that's okay.
It kind of tells Hook's origin story.
See, I hear
No.
that stuff, and I'm like, I don't give a shit about Captain Hook's origin story.
I don't care.
You know what I mean?
And it tells us how Peter's connected to Neverland and all this. It had interest. It was boring as fuck.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're like, hey, you like Peter Pan? I'm like, yeah, it's a timeless classic story. Do you want to find out what happened before any of that? No, I don't care what happened before the good stuff.
You want to know what movie that's like that you will care about?
What?
Segway?
Wendy,
Oh.
this year's the independent film of Peter Pan. that had a more grounded, realistic take that came out back in March. Great fucking film from the
We
director
should
of
make a Peter Pan movie.
no, never.
Yeah.
But it's from the director of Beast from the Southern Wild, Taylor.
Okay.
It's an indie film. It was a Fox Searchlight film, if I remember correctly.
So I could just go watch that and not this.
Yeah.
Yes. But Matt, you say never, I say Neverland. We have Nick Mulbach be our Peter Pan, and Connor Breelove is our Wendy, and we go from there. I'll be Matt. You can be Tinkerbell. Have little to no dialogue.
I'm good, homie.
Why not?
I'll be
You can
Hook.
make this. Yeah, and I'll be Blackbeard.
Blackbeard's not. No. All right, let's move on. We got a ton of films being pushed back, all in the Disney slate. Black Widow's been pushed back to next February, if I remember correctly.
Black Widow's in May.
I thought Black Widow's in February. Eternals got moved to May, and Shang-Chi got moved.
No, so what had happened was Death on the Nile got pushed back to December. Black Widow got pushed back to May. Eternals got pushed back to November. Shang-Chi's coming out in July. And then West Side Story, as you can still see on your screen, is getting pushed back to next December.
Yeah, that's the one that killed me. I was so excited for that
Who
film.
are you telling? I'm crushed. I'm still crushed just thinking about it.
But yeah, there's just so many moves. So many moves.
But are we surprised? Are
No.
we surprised?
No.
I mean, this is all because of Tenet, right? Because Tenet made like $1 million at the box office this past, or no, I think it made $3 million. And
It's
New
crossed
Movies made
200.
$1 million.
It's crossed 280 million worldwide.
But that's where coronavirus doesn't exist worldwide.
They also that also means they haven't even broken even, right?
No, they need 500 million to break even.
So, and that clearly isn't happening.
Well, realistically, if theaters stay open and not a lot of movies keep dropping, there's talk that Warner Brothers is just going to keep it in there and milk it until things start to come out.
Until the theaters close.
But yeah, like AMC's already closing theaters on weekdays that aren't like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So again, this is getting worse.
They're closing the ones that aren't performing well, though.
Which is going to be all of them because no movies are coming out.
I appreciate you, man, trying to stick up for AMC theaters.
No, I'm just saying in general. I'm like that's the ones where, I mean, I get it. There's no business.
Down to two things. These shift changes. A, it was a mistake opening movie theaters back up, and B, Mulan is what really set the precedent for these movies getting pushed back. At least to me. Yeah, Tenet was the real experiment. That was the test. That movie, a big studio putting a big film and it's testing the waters, and we saw that panned out. So now, because the talk of the town is Black Widow going to go to Disney Plus, or Soul going to go to Disney Plus?
That's still in place right now for November. So hey.
Yep. So now in 3 months' time, we're gonna be talking about how no one saw Soul because movie theaters are still risky as hell.
Well, apparently there's still more likely a chance it ends up on Disney Plus. But you want to know one movie that hasn't moved yet?
Oh, it's that stupid Robert De Niro movie.
Say it.
War on Grandpa.
The war rages on. Everybody else got scared. They got shy. They pushed it back to next year. Grandpa says no. Grandpa says, I don't care if I die. I'm going to the movie theater. I'm showing you what I made. I love it.
Isn't that that Freaky movie coming out in October still, or is it November?
I think Freaky was set for November.
November 13th. That hasn't moved yet.
Because this is the only studio to move their releases so far.
Yeah.
Right.
I think most people are going to follow suit, except for these and there's that, and there's what? They just announced The Croods 2.
Is coming out in November now. It got pushed up.
Which I didn't even know it was existing in the first place. And they're like, guess what? Now it's existing. You can if you can survive the war with Grandpa, you can watch it in theaters this year. And is this what the rest of the year is going to be about? For movies, it's going to be these weird things that I didn't know existed that the studio is like, well, we only expect it to make like $30 anyway, so you might as well put it out. Like they cost pennies on the dime to make, right? So
I will say this in regards to Freaky though. I think that one ends up staying.
I hope they at least do like simultaneous release for that.
Well,
Do the Bill and Ted thing.
well,
Yeah, exactly.
Here's my thing. I think it's Blumhouse, low budget. They're just like 1 week. If we make Tenet money, we make our money back. Tenet
Why
opening
did they
weekend.
make Tenet money though?
No. I'm talking about Tenet opening weekend money.
Are they gonna make Tenet opening weekend money
Over Lifetime, possibly.
Oh, over its stay at the theater, yeah, but
It only needs
probably.
my point is it probably only needs like 20 million to be successful.
But to that same point, if you just go straight home premium rental $20, again, you can very easily make up that difference too. Which I could miss Freaky if it's theater only. I will watch it day one.
Here's the key. It's a universal release, so it'll be on your screen. It'll be on your screen 17 days after the fact through the AMC app, most likely. So
as will James Bond, which didn't move either. It's staying in November, but they know they're going to get to throw it on at home. Which that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait till it's at home. I'm going to do the same thing with Freaky as well, I guess.
Daniel Craig's last run as Bond will end with him like punching whoever the hell villain on your TV screen at home.
Rami Malek.
But whatever the hell his character is. Imagine saying that a year ago. Like, oh, we're going to see Bond, but on our TVs because a pandemic happened and the movie theater was a liability. Like, what the hell? We review movies on this channel, and now instead of reviewing movies like Death on the Nile, at least if it doesn't get pushed back again from December, or Bond, or Black Widow, or Tenet, now we get to, or Tenet theatrically, but now we get to talk about The War with Grandpa and all these other smaller flicks that are risking their box office by being in the theater. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Wonder, and I think we mentioned this on the show a couple weeks ago, if Wonder Woman gets pushed back again, or because there's no way in hell it goes to.
One BLT. Is it just me or do tomatoes taste like a green grape? You all right there, friend? What's going on over there? Are you
You're smoking too many green grapes. I'll tell you that, bro.
Are you perhaps check your hands real quick? Are you perhaps eating green grapes? Just double check for me and report back.
Yeah, that was one hell of a question. But these bigger movies, after Tenet, currently watching what Tenet's doing, it's such a risk to put a movie out. And unless, like what Matt said, it's a movie where or unless I don't know if Taylor you said it or not, whether it's a movie that it's going to make peanuts. You knew it was going to make little to nothing. And you put it out, and it underperforms, but it's similar to what you thought it was going to be. Like I think that's almost like disrespectful to the people that made the movie. You know, like, oh, your movie was going to suck anyway, so here, we're just going to put it out. Like that's like a backhand slap to the face of everyone that made that movie, whether it's good or not.
Yeah, the apathy release of like, nobody gives a shit about this movie, so we'll put it out during a global crisis because it doesn't matter. We'll make the same take anyway. But like something like that movie, The War with Grandpa, like that movie I wouldn't have known existed normally until like I walked up to the red box and like saw the little picture and I was like, The War with who? What is that? Like
what the hell? Not in sci-fi?
So you guys, Warner Brothers must wholeheartedly regret putting Tenet out, right? It must.
Yes.
No, yes. They were having a poor year, so they needed whatever money they can get.
But financially, they're still going to lose a ton of money on this.
Yep.
Yeah, but not as much as they had if they just waited. That movie, you got to remember, the longer a film waits, the more interest grows on it. This is a Christopher Nolan film. They make money, but they don't make buku bucks because they have these gigantic budgets. They just win awards, and that's why he gets these big budget films.
But you know what? I know Nolan's whole energy, and obviously it's more complicated. The release of a film doesn't typically have much to do with the director, but I know he's been a big advocate for this getting out and playing in theaters and like driving audiences back. I think Tenet might have really kind of fucked over the theaters in the long run because Tenet came out. No other blockbusters are coming out now. Tenet made all the theaters feel safe about opening their theaters again. Now all the big studios are going to take all their stuff and wait till next year. What are the theaters going to do? They're going to have to close again, and that's going to be a lot harder to navigate and survive after you've put all the money and resources into coming up with these new plans, opening the theaters, paying the staff, following through on all these protocols. I mean, they're probably burning cash as is. Now they're in an even tougher spot because they bothered to open and the movies are going to stop coming out again. It's like, what do? You can't just play, you can't just throw Indiana Jones and Star Wars and Back to the Future. You can't just rely on that and people running out your theater for success. Like, I really don't know after this wave how they're going to navigate that and survive. I really don't know how they're going to pull it off, which is a shame because I love the theaters. I might not be going to them right now, but I love those theaters.
Doesn't sound like you're going to a restaurant anytime soon either.
That's about to be big time ruined as well. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be a cold winter.
Is Jess upset about that, or?
Yeah, I guess we haven't really discussed the state of restaurants recently, but I'm sure she's not happy about it. It's gonna be a long ass winter. That's how I feel about it.
This whole thing, and Taylor, I'm so glad you brought that point because even if I'm Warner, God, I know Tenet had a huge marketing push, like huge. Like they got Travis Scott to make a song for them, as our Who Are They group chat was fawning over a couple days ago.
It is a good song. Should hear it in the IMAX screen. It's beautiful. Oh my God. It's so sad that, like you said, Matt, usually like Christopher Nolan's not out here trying to make the billions of dollars, but as I was working on For Chris's Sake, that will be up tomorrow on these streaming platforms, I straight up mentioned, and I stand by this point, Tenet would have made $1 billion at the box office. Easy. I disagree. I think it was a $750 million movie at that.
That's still 3 times what it made right now.
I know.
It's crazy to think that in a perfect world, like Tenet, I honestly stand by Tenet making $1 billion because it would have. Because I think Matt, you're underestimating the name power that is Christopher Nolan to a general audience.
I'm not. I look at Dunkirk.
But Dunkirk wasn't marketed the same way this one was.
I look at Interstellar.
Again, and these
they were marketed.
I'm not saying. I think in a perfect world, especially with how this movie was marketed on social media, everyone at least knew what the hell was going on with this thing, whether they understood the plot or not. Just straight name power of fucking Christopher Nolan, of the people behind this thing. You have a black lead. That's cool. John David Washington's going to be one of the most popular people on the planet within the next year. So I still stand by the fact I think Tenet would have made a butt ton of money at the box office, more than the 750 you're thinking. But that's still a big L. Like Warner Brothers has egg on its face. And I was hoping this movie got pushed back. I was really hoping for it. But Warner Brothers was put in the pickle. They had almost no choice because you already put so much money into it coming out July.
Yeah.
And then pushing it back week. And that's why Disney, to me, whether you may agree with it or not, made the smart decision in putting Mulan on their streaming service. The price tag I don't agree with, but the fact that they put it on Disney Plus was easier, simpler, and apparently the money wasn't as much as we thought it was initially.
Yeah.
But it's still money, and it's going to be on your streaming service in December, and I guarantee it'll garner more eyes. But Tenet was what a movie, what a name for a movie to put out as fish food, just to test the waters, and it fails. Even with the pandemic, I guarantee the 250 wasn't what Warner thought it was going to make internationally, and now it's in this tough spot. And this movie's going to be in theaters till February. Okay, cool. But how many people are going to go back out and rewatch this thing? Like, or going to go out and watch it for the first? And that's great, Matt. But you're not going to supply the millions of dollars this movie needs to break even. I'll be surprised this movie breaks even.
Yeah, I'm good. I look at Christopher Nolan's past box office films outside of the Batman franchise and see not a single one has cracked the $700 million mark. So
I don't know if Tenet would ever have made $1 billion, but I think it could have been a big moment if after, and I think this is what they envisioned. I mean, I think this is what Nolan's whole thing was after a perilous year for movie releases and going to the theater. You know, the light at the end of the tunnel could have been when it was finally time to open and audiences could go back. They could go see Tenet, and they would have been so. Not only would they already been excited for it because Chris Nolan is a household name and is a brand unto itself, and because the trailers look so cool, and because it has this great cast, and because it has this unique concept, but then also there's this huge blockbuster, and you're going to be able to see it finally after months and months and months of wanting to go to the movies. It could have been this huge deal. I think that's what they still thought it was going to be, but they jumped the gun too early. And I'll admit I was wrong. I actually expected when they opened theaters, I knew I wasn't really interested in going back, but I thought people were going to flood them. Because that's what was going on when you see, you know, all over the country, the beaches open up somewhere, the restaurants are open, you go to the bar, and then what happens? People flood them, and it's full, and it's shoulder to shoulder, and then they have to start closing it back down again. But that seemed to be the thing where people were so hungry and wanted to just go out and live their lives again and have a normal life, even if it wasn't advisable. I thought that was going to happen for the movies, but no, looks like people were, for whatever reason, those people didn't show up for the movies. Maybe it was because of the selection. Maybe they wanted something different than Tenet or New Mutants or Bill and Ted or Unhinged. I don't know. But those people didn't really show up. It didn't happen for the movie. So I was wrong. I thought I was gonna blow up. And who knows when it'll reach a point where it's ready it's ready to happen. But you can see now all the studios are seeing the writing on the wall, and they're like, just wait till next year because it's not going to happen. And there's no guarantee, February or May or whatever of next year is going to be a great time to go to the movies still, pace we're going at. So I don't know. It's a shame. I always think we're done having to talk about movies getting pushed back, but it seems like we're not even halfway through it. So,
and it's depressing. Like it's upsetting from a fan standpoint. Like, yeah, the studios they're losing money on these movies, but they're gonna release another movie within a month or two, and it'll make all the money in the world. So I'm not worried about the studios. It's the theaters and like us as moviegoers. Like all three of us love going to the movies. Shit, two of us have gone to the movies since, and it had two drastically different experiences. And maybe it's just like geographically where you're at, how the world is, where you're at specifically. But like I'm scared that you're right, Taylor. Like we're not going to be in a decent spot come next summer, and we're really going to be screwed. Like I've been jonesing. It's probably super unpopular to say, but I've been jonesing to see Black Widow. I'm so stoked. I saw the trailer in front of Tenet again. I'm like, this movie's gonna rock. It's gonna be so cool. And then a month later, or a couple weeks later, it gets pushed back to May. A whole year, it got pushed back ultimately. And it's so disheartening as a fan, but at the same time, it's just the state of the world, and it's the consequence and the circumstance of what we're going through. So, like, yeah, theaters. If we don't see a full opening and the world's fine by next summer, my God, AMC, which at least AMC is they're the ones that are really struggling. They might not make it to next summer.
They will because of that Universal deal.
Well, there's still theaters closing around the country, so AMC still may exist, but it won't be as big. Like there's a theater down the street from my apartment, and this time next year that theater may not even exist anymore. That's just the sad truth, and it's just disheartening. Every time we do this show, it feels like, oh hey, remember that movie you're looking forward to? You got to wait another 5 months to see it. Got to wait another 6 months to see it. We've been doing that for feels like weeks now, and it's like damn. Especially now with the West Side Story, like no,
whole year.
No,
man, you know who is smart though? Fast and Furious. They said so fast. They were like, "We'll see you next year," and everybody was like, "Next year, baby."
Yeah,
next year. It's good. We're gonna be fine. Why are we gonna wait that long? And nope, they knew. They knew the whole time. I mean, that might, you know what? That might be the hypothetical I'm talking about, where like maybe it's okay to go to the movies and people feel comfortable and they are ready to see their family again. And maybe
that's it.
Maybe that. Dude, what if the next Fast movie made $1 billion?
I mean, that's not unlikely. We are talking about Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
Those
already
movies are money makers.
already
It's already made $1 billion from pre-sales.
Yeah, and it's from a huge franchise, and there is like that. There's probably the familiarity of it. Honestly, going back to see characters you love, there's something to be said for that. Also, it's got a great new tie-in song by Vin Diesel. So I mean,
it's in the movie, right? It's in it, right? Can we say that now?
that's got to be Vin Diesel saw. He was like, "Oh yeah, we waited. We're waiting a whole year. I'm gonna write a song. You put in it."
Chris,
his album's gonna be out by then.
Chris, did you see Roxy actually likes this song?
I think I have a confession to make.
He sounds like Randy Newman, right? I'm not wrong.
No, he does. I listened to this song in full, and it's full 3 whatever minutes it is. It's not that horrendous. When
It's
I
not
first heard
horrendous, but it's not good.
this ain't topping Billboard anytime soon, but it's fine. Like it's fine. Like
I'm sure that's what he wanted to hear.
I'm not bumping it every day, but
You want to know what song? That's fine. I give that as your guilty pleasure song. You know what my guilty pleasure song is?
what?
Oceans are oceans.
Oh, that song's wretched.
Now that song's cheeks. That song is not good.
That song's just rude.
It's disrespectful to every member of Toto and everyone who's ever worked on that song. But Fast and Furious, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because we all were like, what? A year, y'all crazy. All right, a year, whatever. And then now, how many months later? It was September, so 6 months later, we're like, oh geez, now everything's gonna push back a year.
Yeah.
Like, so shout out to Fast and Furious and Universal. Like, good on y'all. So I'm glad you mentioned that. That's they knew what's up. Comcast for the first time is actually woke and they get it. Like, they actually get it.
Yeah. Although, so that is Universal. So, I mean, that also is going to have that thing where it comes out and then a couple weeks later you can watch it at home if you want to. So, who knows?
Who wants to see him? Who wants to see our family on their TV? Not me. I don't want to see that. Everyone's wearing masks. Damn it! It's like go see Dom Toretto punch The Rock in the face on the moon.
Wait, what month is that coming out? Because I'm thinking
April.
Because if the drive-ins could open by then, what better way to watch Fast than in your car?
So you can punch the screen as Dom punches John Cena off the moon.
Yes! Watch it on the moon. Social distance on the moon.
Yo, they projected onto the moon.
Tom Cruise will already be there shooting a movie, so
it's gonna be done by now. It's gonna be done by then. He's still up there.
Yeah, that's the only way it's safe to make movies if you just do it on the moon.
That's where they're doing Mission Impossible on the moon.
That'd be sick.
Mission Invincible.
Man, we got so off topic. God damn.
That would never happen on this show.
To wrap up, West Side Story, sad face.
Yes.
In conclusion.
All right. So we got some TV show news. Loki. It has been confirmed that Richard E. Grant has joined the cast. Most people know him as the vampire dad from My Little Vampire.
I don't know him as that.
Excuse me, the Little Vampire. Others know him from Can You Ever Forgive Me? And then there's me, who know him as Admiral Price from Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Wow, iconic character. Admiral Price. Can't wait for his Black Series figure.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. We got Dark Side Vision Ray announced the other day. I already got that on pre-order, bruh.
We're getting Dark Side Jar Jar.
We're getting a normal Jar Jar.
It's a start. Dark Jar Jar.
You gotta start somewhere. I mean, it's cool that he got confirmed for this series. This Loki.
He confirmed it himself. So
well, it's back in production. I heard they started shooting again. That's awesome. I mean, great. We still know little to nothing about this show besides the fact that Loki's going to be all over the place, all over the multiverse. So that's cool. But Richard E. Grant, he's not a name you get excited to see if you're a casual movie fan. Like, Richard E. Grant's in this?
I like him.
I like him too. It's not like it's not like Vin Diesel's in this. He made a song for this show.
Like it's not like that. It's you're not you're getting excited for Richard E. Grant's name popping up. At least if you're a general movie fan. Us over here who are knees deep into this stuff, we're like, yo, into this. Like, oh, like we're rocking with this. Like this could be hard. But I want to see more stuff. Give me Dame Mas. I want to see more.
He's a good fit for that because Richard E. Grant can like play it big. He can get sassy, get campy. I feel like that's what you need for a Loki show. And I don't know what character he's playing. That's the big question, right? Is he going to be what comic character is he playing, or is he going to be a new character? I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna do like original. Yeah, that's another good question.
So somewhat entertainment related news that ties into sports. How did you guys feel about the Denver Broncos using the citizens of South Park as their cutouts today?
I did see that. That was pretty funny.
It's awesome. It is really, really cool.
I've loved seeing all the weird shit they're coming up with.
The Weekend
virtual
at Bernie's.
audiences. I've been loving the cardboard cutout stuff. I've been catching some clips of WWE, which I only thought to check out because of Wrestle Reel. Every
what
Friday.
was that? What show was that?
Wrestle Reel.
Thank you.
Every Friday on our YouTube pre-recorded as well. For now, subject to change, but you can catch it right now on our YouTube and audio platforms. Enjoyed that episode a lot, so I was checking out some clips of Retribution, as well as Roman Reigns punching the shit out of his cousin. And WWE's doing a really weird one. They have like screens of people that look like they're watching it in real time.
They got the idea. No, they are watching it in real time.
Yeah, they are watching in real time.
How does that work? You buy a ticket?
I don't know how it works for the WWE.
I haven't tried it. I should try it one of these days so I can be on SmackDown from
yeah.
But no, they have you like join a chat room or like a massive chat room, and the producer tells you like. He's like, you can't do certain things. Gotta wear. They recommend you wear WWE merchandise.
Of course
but they have the screens, and people are just watching like how we're doing this show, and they're watching it in real time, and they tell you like cheer, and they're like, like boo him, like.
That's the only way they can get the responses.
Well, no.
Oh, you can't hear you.
You I don't think because people could just be like
right. So that audio I hear is just them piping it.
It's piped in crowd audio. Yeah.
That's the only way they could get
It's like what the NFL, the NBA is doing, the MLB is doing.
The NFL is not doing that actually, but the NBA is.
I've heard some football games where they've heard.
Oh no, I was talking about the video screens.
Oh, I'm talking about the piped in crowd noise because 1,000 people is not going to be like.
Yeah, they're doing piped in crowd noise. But with the NBA, they're doing the same thing. Except for the NBA, you can just take a bottle of Michelob and you like take a picture of it and send it to the specific thing, and you get a chance to win tickets to be on the courtside camera screen, the screens and all that to watch the game from your computer. But they get to see you in the crowd and all that.
We're some natty daddies over here. Like Michelob, I'm not worried about that. But depending on how tomorrow goes, I might change my mind.
Yeah, we
but as of right now, we're all some natty daddies. As far as I'm
big
concerned.
news tomorrow, perhaps.
Oh God, that would rock my world. I can't wait.
If there's a God in heaven, we've got big news tomorrow.
Yes. All right, moving on. It has been confirmed this week that we are getting a Nick Fury Disney Plus show. Nick Fury is back with Samuel L. Jackson. How you feeling about this, Taylor?
This is a big surprise to me. I did not expect Nick Fury to get his own show. I didn't really expect to see more Marvel shows get greenlit right now because they've got so many that they already, are committed to making. In addition to ones we know are getting that are going to air in the next year or so, they've got to make the Miss Marvel show. They're making they're doing a Moon Knight show. Didn't they announce?
Yep.
They've got all this other. So adding another one just goes to show like. MCU there's never not going to be an MCU, and how we understand it and how it functions is going to change a lot in the next year or two. There's basically going to be because next year now, we got 3 MCU movies coming out. This year we got 0. But
next year we also got at least 2 to 3 MCU shows coming out.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be running these things basically like comic books. There's all these ongoing stories. You know, they're not going to be every single week, but basically every month or every other month, you're going to have something Marvel coming out. I mean,
it's probably going to be every month because think about it, the TV shows, they don't drop them all at once.
So, it's week to week. Yeah, you're going to have new MCU basically look forward to in perpetuity. So I mean, they definitely like
for at least 6 months of the year for television alone.
Yeah, I mean, they pioneered this whole cinematic universe thing, and now they're going to reinvent the thing they pioneered. They're like, there's never been anything like this, like where it's all continuity, it's all canon, they all inform each other, and you can catch it on the big screen and the small screen all year. I mean, it's going to be wild to see this experiment play out. And also, dude, I'll watch Samuel Jackson do anything. I'll especially watch him do Nick Fury. I always wondered if they'd commit to a Nick Fury movie. I mean, this could be even better. I can't wait to see what they have this dude doing.
Well, I think, and realistically, I know Chris will attest to this. Christian Harloff always says that these shows are basically like one giant movie. The Mandalorian proved that. Stranger Things proves that. Dark Crystal even proved that. It's just one ongoing storyline. It feels like you're getting a full movie without all these details that you might have missed, cut out.
The distinction between movies and series, really, there's not much of one anymore.
Yeah.
And unless off the bat they're like, oh, we're gonna do multiple seasons of this, because like, I mean, especially with the MCU, it's weird because they've already mentioned that these characters may cross over into the movies. So, for example, the one big one that they told us was Miss Marvel. Like, we will see Kamala in the movies at some point. It's like, oh, okay, does that mean we're gonna get like a movie or like a stop the show? Are these gonna be a limited series?
I think they're supposed to be limited series.
That's my guess. At least like one season, because the story has to progress into something big, especially in like WandaVision's case, you can only do so much. And especially with how that show is going to pan out, it's probably going to tie into how they revive Vision, or how Wanda's going to find out how big her presence is in the MCU. Because she is probably the most powerful being that we've seen so far, with the exception of Captain Marvel. So I think that we've seen, like, we're going to see these characters really get fleshed out more so than we've already have. And in Nick Fury's case with this show, I was surprised too. Like, I was getting lunch on, I think it was Friday, and I'm like, WTF? What the?
Yeah, that's exactly. I looked at my phone, like, the fuck?
And it's like, this is weird. Like, oh my, cool. But I hope this. I know it's a popular theory on the internet, but I hope they tie other characters into this so they can use Sam Jackson and Nick Fury to elevate them. A la the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The rumor is that the show is going to be about him setting up S.W.O.R.D.
Great. That's okay. Cool.
So we've been getting a lot of scroll action.
Then let's see. So let's see, because I mean, it'll follow up after what happened in Captain Marvel. Spoiler alert.
And then what happened Far From Home.
Far From Home. I just, this is the perfect time and the perfect characters to use to elevate others. And I think that's why, I think Sam Jackson obviously likes playing Nick Fury, and we'll probably see him again in Captain Marvel too. So he's going to be a busy man in the MCU. But this is cool. And my only ask is if you guys get Chloe Bennett to do Daisy Johnson on this show in some way, shape, or form. Because there's some characters on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The show just ended. I haven't seen the final season, so don't crucify me for talking about this. But I
never watched after the first. I gave up after the first 3 episodes ever. Shit.
Ouch! The show actually got pretty decent. But I think they should use this platform to make new stars. To use wrestling as an example, use Sam Jackson has to put people over in that case.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool for Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones to have a movie? Yes, but unfortunately, we will never see those Netflix versions of the characters again. But they will be available to be rebooted within the next 6 months by Marvel on Disney Plus.
A Defenders movie would kick so much ass if done properly. But I didn't hate the Defenders miniseries.
You're the only one I know that didn't.
I didn't.
I thought there was potential for a really cool second season of Defenders. And I kind of can't believe they didn't think of this. If you did Defenders set during the 5 years after the snap, so like you see street level, like day-to-day life with those characters, and and you snap Iron Fist out of existence, so he's not even in
It
the
would
show.
never have happened. It would never have
That's a
happened because
very-
Mike Perlmutter, shithead.
I just always thought
right off Danny Rand.
I just thought that would be a cool idea. See how the world and civilization falls apart.
But
after
it would
the snap.
never happen because Ike Perlmutter was a fucking shithead. Just gotta say it.
What I've heard.
So because he didn't like the MCU apparently, it's like, fuck this, we're gonna stop referencing this, and that's precisely what those shows did, and that's why they failed miserably.
It was bad from the jump. Like they said, like, yo, they're in the universe and we're gonna show you. Oh, you saw what happened in Harlem. We're gonna see all this. We're gonna Harlem. Like, yeah, we know what happened. We're not like we get it. But none of the movies even they're like, not even Spider-Man was like, there's that devil in Hell's Kitchen.
In Hell's Kitchen, man.
Hey, remember that time a bunch of ninjas took over the suburb next door? Like,
Yeah, it's like WTF. Not even a slight mention. And that was the MCU's problem from the beginning. They never mentioned the shows. Not even Agents
That's
of
not
Shield.
the MCU's problem.
No,
that was the Netflix show's problem. That was all on.
They didn't even do that with Agents of Shield. Agents of Shield was on ABC. Like, so I shouldn't say the MCU's problem. That was Kevin Feige and Jeff Loeb in their respective roles for Marvel film and television. They were not working together. Like, the TV stuff was like, oh, hey guys, don't forget about us. We're over here.
And Kevin Feige was like, fuck you, you're bye, bitch.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not Kevin Feige's job to integrate all these characters into his movies.
Well, now
But
it is.
damn, like, well, yeah, now it is. But it's so sad that we've seen so many shows and characters with great potential, whether it is Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, like I mentioned, Daisy Johnson on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that their runs are just going to end. And their role in the MCU was just going to vanish as if they got snapped.
Here's my thing. I don't
really
want
sucks.
Chloe Bennett as Daisy Johnson. I want Chloe Bennett as a new fucking character that fits inside the MCU. Point blank.
You don't think Quake fits?
No.
You said you only watched the first 3 episodes.
I was about to say it. I wouldn't know, but I will also say this. I like her so much as an actress, I don't want any connection from that fucking shit series.
I think Daisy Johnson would be great especially in the Sword series. Like, you only saw season 1. Daisy's obnoxious as hell, but she got so much better as a character as the show went on. And I think she'd do great, like, alongside Sam Jackson doing Sword-esque things. But I hope that now that the MCU and Kevin Feige is rocking with TV shows, that we're not out here shafting characters. I will forever feel bad for Charlie Cox. I will forever, I'll mourn the end of the character, because my God, what a show. Whether you like Daredevil could have been so goddamn cool in the MCU or in something like in a bigger presence. If he had a bigger presence, even just in Spider-Man, damn it, like have him lawyer out Peter Parker for something. But I mean, now we're getting Jennifer Walters, and I'll live with She-Hulk. But man, Charlie Cox, talk about diamond in the rough. Because that was one large ass rough at Netflix, and Diamond was Charlie Cox's Daredevil. It was so damn good, so good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I always wanted to see not only the Daredevil crossover, but I always wanted to see D'Onofrio do Wilson Fisk with Spider-Man.
Damn, that was so cool, right?
But I'd love to see Kingpin show up, and he might still in some form, but it sounds like it won't be D'Onofrio, which is an absolute shame and a loss. Too bad, man. Ugh.
Like we've seen, whether it's like Cox with Matthew Murdock or D'Onofrio with Fisk, John Bernthal. Conrad mentioned him.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. I forgot what show it was. I think it was Really Scared. He might have mentioned John Bernthal. I don't remember. But he was great as the Punisher. He was fantastic as the Punisher. Mike Coulter was great as Luke Cage.
Yeah.
I like Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. So
I did too. I liked the people they brought on. It was just
they have a lot of great pieces that really did justice to their respective characters. Just for Marvel to be like, yeah, nope. Because remember how unprecedented that deal was when it first got announced? Like, we're gonna get 4 shows within the MCU on Netflix. It's like, yo, that's nuts. And within a year, all the hype was gone.
And they were so tonally different too. Like when Daredevil started, I remember watching it being like, wow, this is so cool that they went this route, because they would never make a movie like this in the MCU.
Never.
They would never do it because I mean, for all intents and purposes, that was an R-rated show. That thing was gruesome.
All of them were.
As soon as Kingpin kicked the dude's head in the car door, I was like, this is not the Avengers eating shawarma. I don't know what this is, but I knew this dude wasn't hanging out with the Avengers, but I thought, yeah, you could do little Easter eggy tie-ins at least to keep them all within canon, and they were kind of playing that for a little bit. But yeah, no, it was such a cool idea. And also, obviously, gave way to like Punisher, again, stuff that we were probably not going to properly get on the big screen. I wonder if these characters will that's where they'll go. New iterations of them, I guess, but I wonder if they'll go to these kinds of prestige series on Disney Plus or whatever it is, or if we'll get a Daredevil movie.
Moon Knight will be the big test into how gritty these shows can get. Because Moon Knight's he's not your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, I'll tell you that. Mark Spector's one messed up mofo, and if we get something like a Daredevil, like a Punisher in this new iteration of MCU shows, it'll be with Mark Spector, 1000%. It'll be with Moon Knight.
I want to see a lot of blood on that white costume.
I hope that we see something like that. Like
I think also with that, because one of the best iterations of Moon Knight, because his whole thing is kind of he has like dueling personalities housed within a body, and there's like a run where those personalities are Marvel characters. So he like thinks he's Wolverine sometimes, thinks he's Spidey, thinks he's Cap. You could do that. So you could have they haven't announced who's playing that character, but you could have him doing like wild impersonations of like Chris Evans as Captain America and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that could be a really strange, fun show. I'm fascinated to see how they do Moon Knight because it is a weird time. And it's definitely more than Marvel's Batman. I know some people say that it is a lot weirder than Batman.
Yeah, like Batman is like the darker, grittier stuff, but Moon Knight's weird as hell. And I'm curious to see who they get to play Mark Spector, because if Tatiana Maslany's casting proved anything, is that Marvel's not afraid to go for those A-list, B-list actors that are they're killing it in the game right now and bring them into the MCU. So that's a casting I'm looking forward to seeing whenever the hell it happens. Whether it's unfortunately Keanu Reeves or if it's Shia LaBeouf or something. Like I
love either of those.
Yeah, I mean I'm cool. I want Shia LaBeouf really bad, but I don't think he'll do it because it's like the franchise gimmick. But if they're getting people like Tatiana Maslany to be these characters, then hell yes. Bring him on in. I'm more than down to see that. But again, we'll see that when the time comes with Mark Spector.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm happy with. I'm excited about the MCU shows. I just don't want to get stuck with anything that's burdensome like the Netflix shows. There's 2 people I'm willing to bring over. That's it. It's Charlie Cox. Actually, there's 3. Excuse me. I'm willing to let all 3 of those actors, not Danny Rand, come back and do their thing. But I just don't want Danny Rand. So
he was so good with My Culture, though. Like
he was okay. He was bearable, not good.
Do Heroes for Hire, and I thought their chemistry was freaking awesome. So like just do Heroes for Hire. It'll benefit both characters. It really would.
Speaking of Heroes for Hire, Taylor, you made a great point about how Marvel is changing the landscape about shows and being connected to their universe. Well, DC's taking a page out of that. We are getting a John Cena-led Peacemaker show written by James Gunn, and how this show came to fruition is just crazy to me.
Tell me about it.
So basically, James Gunn decided during this pandemic, I have an idea for this Peacemaker show. And I'm just going to write it. And he did. And he gave it to Warner's. And they're like, all right, let's do it. So it's a prequel show to the new Suicide Squad movie.
It's actually like deeper than that. Like he did a Q&A on Twitter about Peacemaker, about the show when the show got announced. And apparently, from what, if I read it correctly, Warner's like, hey, what one character from the Suicide Squad would you want to make a show about? And he said Peacemaker. And he said, all right, do it. And he did. And
I'm sure they also said, really?
It's like, but then they're like, oh, John Cena? Oh, okay, great.
Star power.
Because hell yeah. Peacemaker, for those who don't know Peacemaker thinks he's a hero, but he'll do anything he has to do to save whoever the hell he's saving. And that means murder. Peacemaker is Captain America. Captain America was straight up killing dudes. And I'm so stoked for this. I mean, it's going to be one season probably. That's fine. James Gunn is supposedly directing a few of these episodes, including the pilot. And it will be between Suicide Squad and Guardians 3. So Guardians 3, it won't be pushed back, but we're going to have to wait a little bit for it if this proves anything. So Peacemaker is a character I know little to nothing about besides the fact that he's he's nega Captain America. But like, my God. Wow. What is talk about Nick Fury show coming out of nowhere? This came out of nowhere.
Yeah, if you had to guess who would be the first to get a spin-off show out of like the DCU, I don't think Peacemaker would be in your top 100 ideas you pull out of that, right?
Hell no.
It's still, I mean, I'm excited for it, but it still feels like that thing of like, what the hell's going on with the DC stuff? It's like they're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. But it's James Gunn. Obviously, he had to take on the movie that was encouraging to them that they would give him let him make an idea like this. I mean, and I'm sure they're looking at something like The Boys, which on paper is risky, but see how successful it could be. Or even, I know that's a little more earnest, but even the Watchmen series of like, hey, you can do something really weird with you can use the DC brand, but you can do something weird with a character nobody knows about. Like you can get creative. So yeah, sweet. The story of John Cena as a leading man continues.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. He was good in one movie, right? He hasn't been good in the other, or two movies. He hasn't been good in the others to me.
What two movies are those?
Trainwreck and Cock Blockers.
Bumblebee, hello.
Blockers. How dare you? Blockers. It was one of the best comedies of 2018 by far. Movie rocks. And what was the other one I said? Trainwreck. He was barely in Trainwreck. I thought
he was great though. That's what I'm referring.
I thought he was decent in Bumblebee. So let's not throw any shade towards Bumblebee.
She's in the entire time compared to everyone else. I can't give the Bumblebee.
That's his whole point.
No,
yeah, it's like, robots from a different planet. No, what the hell else do you want?
It was like he was in a Michael Bay version of Transformers, and not this great film we got.
I wonder what that would look like.
I know. I wonder what a Michael Bay Transformers movie would look like. That'd be awesome.
Bumblebee sure still didn't look like it, and that's my point.
But it's like, oh, and they still don't know what the hell they're doing with Transformers over there, whether they have movies planned or not. I'm not going to fault John Cena for it. I thought he was fine in it. But the more John Cena we see on screen, the more I rock with it. Matt, I'm so glad you brought up Blockers because I have the Blu-ray for Blockers somewhere over there because it rocks. That movie's so funny. But I'm so glad that we're finally embracing the talent of John Cena. You're talking about the host of the revival of Wipeout on TBS. That's the same guy. We're talking about the guy who did stuff on Nickelodeon for fun. He did Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader? And now he's freaking doing Peacemaker on HBO Max. He's gonna be shooting people in the face. And then at the same time, you turn over to TBS, he's going to be talking about how people are, he fell off the red ball on Wipeout. Like, that's awesome. John Cena's career is so dope. I wish I was John Cena. This show is going to rule. It's only going to be one season. Please only be one season for the love of God. Like, because there are other fun things we could do with DC characters, and let's not just put all our chips with Peacemaker. So this show's going to be fun in theory. I want to see how it pans out whenever the hell we get it. And more hype for the Suicide Squad because obviously his character must be that good in Suicide Squad,
right?
To have a show like this for James Gunn to love this character so much, and just reinforces the theory that his head's gonna be one of the first to explode.
I don't think so. I think he's actually one of the last ones to explode.
Well, he will die, and
he's gonna die. I just think he's gonna be one of the last ones to die.
Is this being a prequel? You think the confirmation that he doesn't live, or else it would have just been a follow-up to that movie?
So yeah. Deadline said that we don't know. Well, Deadline said this was a prequel, but James Gunn's like, we're not going to tell you. You got to go see the movie first.
I see.
And it's like, come on. Unless you're going to have him live, which I don't think no, I don't think so. But if he does survive this movie, great. Either way, more backstory on Peacemaker would be really, really cool, especially in this DCEU universe that we've seen so far. Like I want to see how Peacemaker where he was at, why he became who he was, especially after seeing like Batman be a thing, Superman be a thing, and how he adjusted to that would be really cool. So, but let's cool it with thinking. I don't want this to be a sequel series because that means there might be more. There are other characters that DC could utilize, and we don't have to. Like, I would love just like one-off series of characters. Like, it could be like the same damn team behind it. Give me Peacemaker, and then give me another weird ass character that we never heard of, and another one, and another one. I would like that a lot.
Sure.
But screw me. We're gonna get this one. Hopefully, it's just one, and John Cena is gonna rule at it.
Yeah. Also, good night, Will BLT. Sweet dreams. Don't be afraid to get up and get a bedtime snack if you get a little hungry.
Word.
Yo, also, we were talking about John Cena. Here I got a pitch for you for WrestleReel.
Oh, please.
Because I would, and we don't have to get into it right now, obviously, but because I would love to be on WrestleReel one day.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting prompt because we're talking about him. How should John Cena's wrestling career end? We could like fantasy book his last match or something.
I would have loved, and Nick wants to do fantasy bookings, and we're totally gonna do it. John Cena's last match is, if it's not the top of the list, it should be, because and for those who haven't seen WrestleReel, please go see it. There's a part of the show where I gush about my love for John Cena, so you can go ahead and watch that. But yeah, fantasy booking John Cena's last match, because whenever the hell he comes back, it's going to be his last time. I don't think his career is over, but it will be after one more run. One more run when the fans come back, of course. But
that's true; they got to come back.
But until then, Matt, we got more movies, right? We can talk WrestleReel later.
Yeah.
Yes,
we only got a couple more left, so let's get through it.
Hell yeah.
Aldous Hodge has been tapped or is in negotiations to play Hawkman. I ain't gonna lie, I got hyped as fuck when I saw this. How about y'all?
My only thought, because he was in The Invisible Man. I didn't see The Invisible Man not yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
And he's done some other work, so he's slowly making his way up this Hollywood ladder. My only thought, and I meme on the show a lot about, we're getting a black this, we're getting a black that, a black version of this character. When I heard about a black Hawkman, I think I jumped off a wall. I was jumping off the walls at my apartment. I was genuinely losing it, because when they told us at DC Fandom that we were getting Dr. Fate, which talk about characters that need their own shows. Dr. Fate, that'd be a trip. That'd be a trip and a half. Who's Doctor Strange? I know who that is. Dr. Fate's where the party's at. But when they told us that, and Hawkman, I'm like, ooh, a live action movie Hawkman could be really cool. And how Dwayne Johnson pitched it, he's like, him and Hawkman are gonna butt heads. I'm like, these guys are gonna fight and it's gonna rock. And after seeing my man get casted, I'm like, okay, this is gonna rule. Because I think Dwayne had confirmed the casting on social media. He might have, but either way, if this is the case, yes, please, yes. I'm not too. Once I see Invisible Man, I'll have more of an idea of who this man is. But it's gonna be. He's gonna be so cool. It's gonna look awesome as hell.
I mean, I loved him in Invisible Man. He was in that it was either a USA show or an FX show about those crooks who were getting back at people for people they screwed over.
I haven't seen that one.
I gotta.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I did see him in Invisible Man. However, he's good in that. He's super likable. He's very likable in that. I don't think I've seen him in anything else. I'm not familiar with this.
Oh, let's see. He was in Hidden Figures.
Oh, okay.
He was in Straight Outta Compton. Let's not forget that. He was MC Ren.
Oh,
I'm in. How dare I? That's my B.
Oh, Leverage. He was in the show Leverage. That's the show he was in.
I know what you're talking about. I know what that is.
He played Corey Harris in NBA 2K19.
Yuck. he need to pay for electricity that month. But look, I think he was MC Ren and freaking. Oh yeah, I'm in. But Taylor, your 2 cents on Hawkman.
It's ridiculous to even think that Hawkman's going to finally be on the big screen. I mean, and look, my policy with DC, believe it when I see it, especially with Black Adam, which has been like getting news on Black Adam for years without having rolled on it once. So I've been skeptical to hear that they're adding so many characters because I'm like, I don't want it to be too full and be a mess. Black Adam's a new character as far as audiences are concerned, as is Hawkman, as is Dr. Fate. So it's a lot to introduce, but if they're smart about it, I mean, who knows? This can lead to your Hawkman movie. It could lead to your Hawkman miniseries. You never know how these things operate now. So, I mean, the stuff I've seen that actor in, I liked him in. So, hell yeah, this could be a really big leading role, like breakthrough for him. So cool. And I hope I do see it. I hope I believe it because I do see it. Let me see Hawkman fly across the screen. Can't wait to see how that translates to live action.
Yeah, no, that's honestly kind of what I'm most excited about, seeing Hawkman fly.
You get Hawkman, gonna get a hot girl someday too.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, you're damn right. Just give it. The JSA is so dope. Like, I know it could be a little confusing. Like, we have a Justice League and a Justice Society. Yeah, there's two, but one predates the other, and it's just so cool seeing the fact that it's Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and we're getting Atom Smasher with Noah Centineo, who's not He-Man, at least not. He may not be. Yeah, he may not be He-Man anymore. But either way, it's gonna be so cool. The movie could be, but it could be not good. But this fact that I get to see I'm forgetting his real human name, but the fact that what's his nuts Hawkman's gonna be in this, it's gonna be so cool, so dope.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited. Just give me more, man. Give me more. DC's making the right moves now, and that's what's important to me. You know what I mean?
We got to see the product first, though.
Yes.
Exactly. But I love a hypothetical where they really get not to compare to Marvel, but it's the obvious comparison. But I love to see.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, I love to see and get to that point where so many of their characters do finally get adapted and are done justice, no pun intended. But they have good movies, good shows. They're capable of coherently charting out that multiverse to where it's not completely disorienting, and we can have different takes on these characters, and we can see just how weird we really got into how big and grand scale Marvel stories can be. I'd love to see how weird DC can get. Shit can get super, super weird. There's this comic series going right now, Dark Knight's Death Metal, that's so off the walls, so nuts. And I was reading it the other day, and I was like, for as many Batman movies as they make, I would love if they could eventually get so crazy and weird that they're doing an army of evil Batmans from different dimensions have showed up, and one of them's a car, and one of them's a T-Rex, and Wonder Woman's got a chainsaw of truth. Like, I would just love to see him get that crazy and weird someday with like a Crisis movie or something like that. You know what I mean? So I hope they can get more of these characters off the ground, or they could do like a JLU movie, or like a real proper. Like, there's Green Lanterns and there's Hawk people, and I would love that. So I hope it works out. I hope all these characters actually do exist on the big screen one day.
At some point, we will see the Batman Who Laughs in live action. I really do think so.
That's money.
The design of the character is brilliant. That's the one thing people took away from that Batman run. Is the Batman Who Laughs. What a brilliant character! It's, for those who don't know, it's a Batman that looks like the Joker, and he has like. He just look at the design of the character.
He's got evil Robins on chains.
It's a
eat you.
Spectacular sight to see. So look at the Batman Who Laughs.
They made $1 billion off of a Joker movie that Batman's not in. Imagine the money they make on a movie where Joker is the Batman, and also Batman's in it.
You mean Flashpoint? I'm kidding. It's Batman.
Yeah, that's the next thing they'll say. Batman Who Laughs is in the Flash movie. That's where we're headed.
Even if it's just for a second, I'll be like,
that's true. I'll throw my icy across the theater.
I'll jump out of my seat.
Yeah, I'll be that guy.
Yeah. All right, and our last piece of movie news: the Snyder Cut is getting more film added to it.
Here we go.
at a
Batman Who Laughs.
$70 million price tag.
Good lord.
I thought this movie was done.
That's exactly where I was about to go.
I thought
Apparently,
this movie was done.
So the Snyder Cut never existed.
the full Snyder Cut never existed, apparently. But apparently, because he's had time to marinate on things, it's partly he wants to change a few things up.
Oh my god!
And they're willing to accommodate that.
How neat that you get to make a movie and then you think about it for a couple more years. And
My
you get to
hands
just,
like twitching just thinking about talking about this movie again. Like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
I thought the whole point was the Snyder Cut existed, so let's go in the studio and finish editing it and effects, finalize it, lock it in, and release it. And now Ben Affleck's gotta get out of bed and go back to the freaking studio and shoot it.
Apparently, he's happy
people.
to do so, though.
Ray Fisher fight
So
for
the
his
next
life.
day, the next day after this news came out, out of Collider, Henry Cavill said he wasn't shooting anything.
Yeah, because apparently most of the Superman stuff was already shot. So this is more to focus on the other character storylines.
This is just ridiculous. Like the whole thing. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm all about the Snyder Cut. I'm all about this man releasing his movie. I'm all about all that fun stuff. That's great.
Chris, breaking news: Miami Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
That's fantastic. Heat, Lakers in 5. But all I'm saying is that this whole hashtag was like the movie was done. Joss Whedon came and ruined it, and now we're doing what Zack Snyder wanted to do. So now we're really doubling down on the one aspect of we're doing what Zack Snyder wants to do. I understand why Warner wants to give this man money because this movie will do gangbusters on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
It will do gangbusters. People will get HBO Max just to watch this and leave. But the revenue they'll get in that 1 month will be spectacular. And it'll be totally worth it. It'll probably make more than the $70 million that they're going to give him to finish this movie. But I was told that this movie was done. I was told that all I had to do was the effects had to be done. And you had to obviously re-edit the whole thing. Okay, great. But now, 2 months after freaking DC Fandom, and we get the announcement the movies come in, and we get all this information, we're finally getting we're getting more news on how this movie's not done. We got to go back to production.
Well,
Get Ezra Miller.
It was done. He just decided, I want to tweak this. Can I tweak this?
That's
nice.
Zack Snyder flexing on everybody. Like, y'all gave my movie. Thanks, fans. We're going back into production, Ben. I'll meet you at this soundstage in LA for a week. It's like, and this could be problematic. This could, like, because COVID's still a problem. It's still a big thing. We've seen productions get shut down for weeks on end because of coronavirus. Who knows? And this might be done. This may delay whenever the hell this movie's going to come out.
There's going to be delays on the reshoots of the freaking Snyder Cut. Like,
This movie came out in 2017. Like, and this movie's not done yet. But good on Zack Snyder. If anyone's the real winner here, it's him. Because he's like, maybe my movie's not done. And now we're going back into production. Bro.
we were like, he was posting freaking pictures of the film canisters. Like, the Snyder Cut's in those canisters. I already made it, but you'll never get to see it.
No, it's not.
And then he cracks open the canister and there's nothing inside. Hope you're hungry.
$70 million. Because we're going back into production because the movie ain't done.
Hope you're hungry for nothing.
Like, so I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna see the hell out of this movie.
Yeah.
I'm just
Show.
frustrated.
It's a show.
I'm gonna see the hell out of this movie.
It's a prestige maxi series.
Yeah, the premium max. We gotta pay money to see his hoe.
Yeah.
Imagine if they drop that bomb on us too. That'd be stupid. They do the Disney Mulan gimmick. I'll come on this show. I'll buy a Blu-ray of Justice League just to burn it. They're
gonna have to because they're spending $70 million to finish a movie that lost money.
Yeah, like, man, but okay. Zack Snyder, good on you. You're the real winner. And hopefully come next year, whenever the hell this movie comes out, we'll win too. Because even though odds are if this movie sucks, man.
I'm still inclined to think it might not be good.
I mean, you gotta hold out. You gotta be a little pessimistic, especially after what we saw. But I'm still gonna see this. I'm still super excited for this. I'm glad it's happening. But I was frustrated looking at the fact that the movie wasn't done. I was like, what the hell? What the hell? But at the same time, release of Snyder Cut made $500,000 for suicide awareness. So there are some silver linings in this thing.
Well, kind of to what it's interesting that you say that, because when I read this, I also, and this is not really fair to ever, because in the context of movies, this is always true, but I saw $70 million. And I'm just like, everything happening right now. Imagine what you could do with $70 million, and we're going to use it on Justice League. You know what I mean? Movie that wasn't even good. But
I don't know if you've seen the Jurassic World Dominion stuff, but there's Universal spending millions of dollars on COVID tests.
Right.
That's something you got to figure into your budget now.
My
you
guess
do COVID
is
tests.
that's primarily what the $70 million is for.
COVID testing? Lord Jesus.
Well, besides
for 5 people?
I'm talking about, I shouldn't say, well, no, because you got to have the entire staff. You got to get the shit tested. You got to pay for the hotel rooms for the staff that's going to be there. You got to pay for the rebuilt sets. You got to pay to remake some costumes.
This is getting more and more ridiculous especially after telling me the movie was done.
But you see how like that becomes $70 million quickly.
Oh no, and I understand. I'm not saying that like you're wrong for breaking down to $70 million. I'm just saying that it's wrong to think that this movie is not done and we're throwing $70 million at it.
Yeah.
I was told this movie was complete. We were told for years that this movie was done. It just needs to be edited and the effects need to be finished. So if you would have told me, yeah, Chris, we're only going to throw X amount of money to finish the effects. Okay, that makes sense because that was something that we were told it wasn't done. But now we're adding to this thing. It's going to be 4 hours long. Okay. And now I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
What? Now it's Zack Snyder flexing on Warner Brothers like, yo, I guess I'm not done yet. I need some more money. And they gave it to him.
They must hate him over there, right? Like they were pressured into letting him do this, and now he's asking for more. Because this isn't even really like he's getting to finish his Justice League. He's just getting a second shot at making Justice League at this point.
Yeah.
70 million. Think of all the low to mid budget. You could make several mid-budget movies.
Not a second shot though. It's not a second shot. If it was a second shot, it'd be like a 2-month shoot. It's a 1 week shoot for 4 characters. 4 characters.
We'll see about that. Set for $70 million though.
But like I just broke it down. Rebuilding sets, having to adjust costumes because
sounds like making a movie.
Well, yeah, it's like making a short film because you only got a week to do it.
I wonder how many short films could have been made with $70 million at Warner Brothers.
I know. But no, rebuilding sets, you have to, because they're doing a bubble, you have to pay to keep everyone who's going to be working on it.
And isn't Ray Fisher coming back?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Okay, that's also a whole different can of worms I do not want to get into right now. But after crapping on Warner Brothers for months, he shat all over WB.
There's some rumors that, because right now he's in negotiations to return for Flash.
What the hell?
There's some rumors that they're gonna try to settle that shit while they're there. Just a little heads up.
But he's done so much garbage. He's called out Jeff Johns. He's like, "Yo, you suck. You know it." Like, and now he's like, "Oh, Zach wants to do more Justice League. All right."
He's because his issue isn't with Zach. Like, why would he?
But it's WB. Who's paying for this? Warner Brothers.
His specific issue has been with Jeff Johns and recently how WB's lack of willingness to work with him about this Jeff Johns situation or take it seriously. All he wants them to do is take it more seriously. If there's gonna be a meeting to sort shit out there while he's doing a favor for Zach,
trap. There's no reshoots. It's a trap. They're luring him in.
Yeah, it's a trap, bro. Like, no, I can't. Maybe I'm just ignorant to the whole Ray Fisher situation, and if I am, please excuse me. But my lord, like he released all this information about how like Warner Brothers was the worst to him, and how like he had a bad time on set.
Zach Whedon and Josh Snyder. Wow, Josh
About how
Whedon
the production, either way, about how the production of Justice League was not great for him, and then an hour later, Netflix Batman again. What? Like they bury him in a public setting because that same day, everyone's like, "Yo, Ray Fisher got a lot of flack on that Justice League set. That's awful." Oh wait, Ben Affleck's coming back to play Batman in the Flash. That's so hard because that's exactly how we were. That's us. Imagine it multiplied by millions. Because if the three of us are like, "Yo, did you hear about the Ray Fisher Batman?" Like that was everyone. Everyone bought into that. Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for Ray Fisher following up on his sentiments, I would have forgotten about this. Because I would have been over here DC show. Did you guys see those Michael Keaton concept art pictures from DC Fandom and the Flash? And it's like I just want to know. I really want, because isn't Jeff Johns still like the guy at DC?
No, he's not. They
not Warner Brothers.
No, he's was like moved down after Justice League's failure. I think it's Walter Hamada now. Walter Hamada.
Yeah. He was at Fandom. That makes sense. So that just sounds weird to me.
I think part of the reason I think Warner Brothers isn't taking it that seriously is because it's like, well, he's already been moved down. What the fuck else are we supposed to do?
Yeah, Ray's been asking for.
He's asking for Jeff to be fired. Basically, is what.
Mm-hmm. And it's worth saying we still don't really know what the story is here. We just know something happened
due to contractual obligations.
Right. I mean,
NDAs, brother, can't say shit.
NDAs.
Right, and we don't really know what the context is, and I obviously will find out eventually, because this, again, the troubled history of Justice League somebody's gonna like Bob Woodward or something. There's gonna be like a Watergate novel about the Justice League shoot, dude. Like, we're just never going to hear the end of it. I mean, we've been a little cynical about it. I guess at least what you can see from all this is obviously irrelevant to the quality of the movies when they're done. People have a great time making movies with Zack Snyder. Seems like, at least on set, he's a consummate professional. I mean, when this whole thing about the Snyder Cut happened, you saw all the actors come out and say that it should happen. And even now, with this as it is, I mean, first of all, he can get Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, like, he can get busy people come back to finish a movie in the middle of a pandemic, and they'll come do it. And Ray Fisher, who's having public feuds with the studio, will also come back to shoot a movie because it's Zack Snyder, So apparently, people have a great time working with him. At least you can say that much. And he must be a good negotiator.
He can't make a movie under 3 hours, though. That's his one downfall.
He certainly cannot.
All right. Well, before we call it off, I'm going to replay these trailers we got because I want to get Chris's reaction.
I got to cut him out of the audio later. Cool. Let's go.
Oh, fuck, that's good.
Oh, no!
Oh, no, the shirt.
Oh, no! Audio listeners.
He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink, he sings songs that remind him of
You all right, Chris?
Really drunk.
God, I mean, that's definitely a thing that's going to be on this channel. Like,
George
wow. Wow.
George can be on really drunk.
Yeah, the pseudonym himself, Connor Breedlove. Like, wow. That's talk about a show I'm gonna tune into. That's probably my favorite show on this whole channel.
Be on.
Yeah, man. If he wants to, we can argue about the Snyder Cut on there.
Oh God.
No, but
what's up, bitches?
What's going on, George?
We're closing out the show right now, but Chris, there's another thing on this channel that you're going to be heavily involved in, and we're going to play the trailer for that now.
That's fucking hard. Look, that was okay, man. That's so cool. And yeah, all three of us were going to be a part of this Batman Dark Knight table read. It's going to be God, that was so cool. I'm really excited to do that table read. I look at that book every day, anticipating my cold read of it. I don't know when we're doing it. We don't have a date set to do it.
Right now, Taylor and I are working on character breakdowns, basically.
Everybody's got the script, so there's no excuses now. We're making it happen.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been sitting on it. I think I got it when I first got out here to Oklahoma. So I'm really
you did. I remember that.
And y'all been telling me for months before that to get this thing. So y'all been truly sitting on your hands waiting to do this thing. But I'm really excited now that Connor has it. Not to throw my man under the bus, but we're really stoked.
It was a gift.
Hey, I had to be gifted to him. If I would have known, I would have got one for him. Send it over to you Buckeyes. But it was it's gonna be really cool. That trailer got me really excited. Y'all can tell me that we're doing it right now, and I'd be like, okay.
Words don't drink enough for that in regards to really drunk.
He said you don't have to drink at all. He just wants you to be on the show. Like, he wants people to be on the show.
It's just about shooting the shit. He's the one who's getting really drunk.
I see Jenny's really excited for Really Drunk. It sounds like she's going to be a guest. Everybody wants to be on Really Drunk. It's a hit, Connor.
The first person to see the trailer, so she was excited from the moment she saw it.
It's a runaway success hit already, Connor. Good job.
We have a lot going on here at Who Are Real Entertainment. Like a lot. Like it's almost too much. But especially in the month of October, I guarantee y'all talked about it at the top of the show.
Real
Halloween's going to be a hoot. Nonetheless,
I tease we got some news coming to Spin from the Real in October also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got a lot going on Spin from the Real. And I can't wait to get some of that started myself. Because Matt he made some calls, and now we're gonna be doing some stuff. We're keeping ourselves busy, especially not even just Spin from the Real. Like the guys that really scared the entire month of October. I did not envy you guys at all. You guys have so much going on at Really Scared. That's Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. They do a kick-ass show every week, and I have
Veronica watch along. Veronica watch along.
That
Friday
Veronica
night.
watch. When is that? Friday?
It's gonna be the 2nd. Yes, at 8:30.
Football game.
Well, I might. So funny. I don't know if I should talk about this on here. But coronavirus is really bad over here in Oklahoma.
So they finally shut it down?
But the game that they were supposed to do on Friday got canceled 45 minutes before kickoff because of coronavirus. So we don't know the future of the season. So if I can make Friday, I might have to watch this thing. I just might. I want to do one of you guys to watch along. So I really want to.
An open invite to join the watch along is the question.
Absolutely, dude. If you want to come on and watch Veronica with us, yes, I will never say no. Hashtag Lopez Veronica. Yes.
Look, I was really hoping for I don't know if any of the watch alongs we got going on are Saturdays. I know for the Cats one is
the majority of I'll pull them up. The majority of our watch alongs are Saturdays. Cats, Hocus Pocus, and Invisible Man, all on Saturdays.
I'm gonna try. I really want to do. Obviously, I'm gonna be there for Cats because that's Matt's birthday, and we're gonna get trash watching Cats. But I really want to be there for the Invisible Man too. I might have guests that weekend over here, so I don't know if I can or not. But if I don't, definitely catch me watching the Invisible Man crying.
Governor is an idiot.
I have no comment. So the
bring your guests on.
No, it might be my mom. Like I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna have my mom watch Invisible Man with me.
You're talking about like homies were coming to Oklahoma.
No, not yet. I mean, to any of my homies that may be watching this, I recommend not coming to Oklahoma for now because you might have to get tested before you leave. I don't know if that's possible.
So Cats is kind of because everyone was pushing to see Cats, and it's the weekend before my birthday. And it's going to be added to HBO Max that day, so I kind of relented and gave in.
In the end, Matt, it basically is your idea.
Says the people who bullied me into
I did not bully you to do anything.
I didn't come into the group chat with a graphic prepared and saying, Hey,
Well,
hey, this is the day we're
Yeah.
gonna do this, guys.
I gave in because I saw it was going to HBO Max. I'm like,
Gave in, Matt. I forgot I recommended that. I did that months ago.
Taylor recommended it. Nick and I were the ones who were like, no. Everybody else is like, oh yeah, for the joke. Let's do it.
I mean, I love doing stuff for the meme. That's why I'm trying to be on the Veronica watch along this weekend.
Dude,
But
oh my god, I didn't even think what a wild way to do a watch along. Veronica and then Pats.
I mean, Taylor, you saw how he was just with that simple jump scare and freaking Pet Cemetery. Imagine a real horror film.
I don't know. I don't think we have to worry about him being scared during Veronica. Haven't watched it yet. We're not watching it for the genuine scare factor. Okay. There's all I know is there's like a weird spider guy, and the cast is almost exclusively made of porn stars. And yes, it's directed by.
We both know that's a lie about HBO Max.
Well, guess what? You can get a free trial of Shudder, George, and you can watch Veronica with us on October 2nd. And that's your open invite. Can't wait to see you.
this, if y'all really want to, if I can make that Invisible Man one, talk about me freaking out. That's gonna be me tripping because
I was in a theater with an empty seat next to me when I saw that. I did not feel comfortable.
you started like hitting it, like just like nuh-uh. That's gonna be. I'm gonna be so creeped out. So I hope I can make that one. I mean, it's gonna be a good time. The month of October, especially with our homies that Really Scared, they're gonna be busy as hell. So if you want your horror content, especially throughout Who Are They Real Entertainment, you want to go check out the guys that Really Scared. Because I mean, Wrestle Reel as well. We're gonna review. We're probably gonna do more than one. We're gonna be reviewing Halloween Havoc, at least multiple Halloween Havoc pay-per-views from WCW. Talk about spooky gimmicks. We're gonna be keeping ourselves busy during the month of October.
You watch Kino Evil.
We're gonna be keeping ourselves busy the next few months because Chris, you and I are leading Happy Real Days.
Happy Really? Yes. Oh my God. I could. Yes. Happy Really Days, but that's December. We'll worry about December once we're done with October.
That's end of November technically. After Thanksgiving,
We got Twilight. Let me do. Yo, that Twilight one's gonna burn me the hell out. So
I heard so this is the same as the Twilight one. I heard a rumor that in December we're doing a live watch along every single day for a Hallmark movie.
No.
Every day we alternate one person. We get one person a day doing
yes, because that's what they do now. They're psychos, dude. They release like
who brought up modern porn stars?
George, you're drunk.
George, what porn stars do you know?
Nope, don't answer that question. But the thing with Happy Really Days is gonna be a lot of fun, similar to what we're doing in October. But Matt and we're gonna try and take the charge. Maybe we can
name one watch along though.
We can cross over with Really Scared and do like Santa Sleigh or something.
With Goldberg.
The ultimate like Really Days, Really Scared Wrestle Reel crossover. Yo,
yes,
that's one hell of a show.
But we can
announce
one of the watch alongs that Veronica is not a porn star.
It's not. No, but I said
no.
I said it's casted almost exclusively with porn stars.
Yeah, and we can save the Halloween announcement for a bit.
There's I gotta make this one.
Real Days.
I gotta make this one because Taylor for this. Looks like Toby's gonna be on for this. Nick said
hell! I'm not doing this.
Do it.
But we got the Star Wars holiday special. We're gonna be watching along with.
Are we gonna do the Lego one that they're releasing on Disney Plus? I'll do that one.
We're doing the original holiday special.
The Life Day one. That's gonna be.
Happy Life Day.
Hour and a half of cringe. They gave the grandpa porn.
I wonder if it might be the same vintage porn stars that George knows.
Jesus Christ. On that note, that's going to be this week's Real Talk.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone. Oh, we got something from Nick. Goldberg. Yeah, I hear it.
Book it. We're booking it right now. We're doing Santa Sleigh for December. The ultimate crossover. But Wrestle Reel on Fridays, Really Scared on Thursdays. You can check out
No new episodes of Really Trivia Showdown this week. We're taking the week off to prep matches.
Yes, Spin from the Reel on Wednesday. Check that out. Especially with the team tournament bracket being announced, Matt and I have a lot to chat about. So we're gonna do all that fun stuff. Just follow all our social medias. Wild Real Ants, you see that above me, but we're all over the place, especially on Facebook. Go ahead and check that out if you already aren't watching this on there. Follow all those social medias out at the bottom. Crafty Clique, yes. Have until the 29th. You got to do it. And keep an eye out for special announcements going forward. But holy hell, October is going to be busy, and I can't wait to do it.
And also, per George's suggestion, make sure you Google Tracy Lords.
God, fuck America! No!
Have a good one.